Hi,
Craig.
Warning, this episode contains Australians. Some content may be alarming to some listeners, including jokes about homophobia, jokes about racism, jokes about sexual content, and a lot of swearing. Please note, these jokes are made by queer people, people of colour, and people who have known those people for over a decade. Actual hate will not be tolerated. Also, warning for graphic descriptions of violence, but this is a D&D campaign, so you probably knew that. Not sponsored by Queensland Government Australia, terms and conditions may apply.
We find ourselves in a land you may know well, Faerun, a realm of monsters and magic, a realm of human lands on the surface, dwarven kingdoms deep below, and strange cities deeper still in the dreaded Underdark. Adventurers from the Guild of Ravana have uncovered a nationwide, years-long, body-stealing threat. It seeps from the caverns beneath their homes, and they must seek it out. This is Records of Ravana, The Depths.
I can attack with my.
Hang on.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
But I was just looking at my. Oh my fucking god.
Yes, I'm so happy.
I was just looking at it, Jade.
I'm glad to satisfy your kink, Zach.
Thank you.
When I level up, I can swap out what my Eldritch Unifications and stuff are, but like only like there's the criteria and like level requirements and stuff like that. This one here is Thirsting Blade. It says you can attack with your pack weapon twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. Does that mean I have three? Because I have multi-attack. Or is that my multi? No, wait, no, because I'm technically just... Yeah, never mind. I was just like wondering how that worked with the dual wielding, but no, that's just like a standard multi-attack, so I gotta keep that.
Yeah, so the dual wielding lets you attack with your offhand using a bonus attack.
Well, I was like,
bonus
I have
action.
multi-attack, don't I? And I'm like, wait, no, I'm a warlock, bro. I have to keep that in mind.
But yeah, that would give you a multi-attack in the sense of like how the fighter has it, in that whenever they take the attack, they can attack twice with their action rather than once. You would not be able to attack twice with your offhand weapon, that is still a bonus action, but your main hand would be.
Yeah, okay, sweet.
So that would be something that essentially takes the Hexblade more towards a melee orientation.
Yeah, I realize that's where I've just been getting my 2 attacks every turn from. I was just like, I forgot that I am a warlock with 1 level of rogue, not like a fighter warlock or some shit.
Everybody's multi-classing. Jeez.
I was already multi-classing right off the bat, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Well, to the point where everyone always multi-classes, but none of us are like super meta fucking cheese min-maxes or anything like that, and so it always just ends up being kind of awkward but nifty under certain circumstance multi-classes.
Yeah, I'm not doing the thing where I can attack everyone from 300 feet away and blast them 30 feet away every time my Eldritch Blast hits them, and deal extra 5 damage every hit.
What about the what about the warlock? Oh, I can divine.
That was such
smite
like
you.
a. It was such a stoner laugh. Sorry.
I'm dying over here, so you'll hear.
Oh, I take it back.
No, don't take it back.
You should see.
Continue.
You should take. You
Double
should see a
down.
doctor.
Make fun of the weak.
that. Yeah.
You should see a doctor.
They deserve it. Should have thought about it before being weak.
Exactly.
Okay, sweet. Okay, is there anything else that we want to talk about before we start? Jaden, are you ready to start if we start? You seem like you just woke up.
A little bit, but I had an iced coffee to get into it.
That's how you know it's a D&D session.
It's slowly kicking in.
Jane's gonna have like a 30-minute shit break in the middle.
Mate, I've had a coffee. It's gonna be 15 at worst.
Okay,
So
let's
far,
go.
I've come up with 3 nicknames for the party, and that's including one I already came up with from last session.
Alright.
He's
I'm
doing
gonna say the only one that actually would know is Theodore. So I'm just going to send a picture of them because I wrote them down by hand instead of typing. Picture.
Nicknames as in.
Draconic words, using them for names.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I know Draconic. Let's go.
That's why I'm saying that the only one that should know is actually your character.
Incredible. I knew it was a good idea to have 4 languages and only take common languages. I didn't do what I normally do, which is go into Celestial and then nobody speaks Celestial ever. I all in the dead language. Let's go.
I can speak Primordial.
Alright, I send them to you.
That's at least 4 languages.
Why are there 2 of you? No, wait. He can speak Primordial. Fucking Kale speaks Deep Speech, doesn't he?
While
Yeah.
You learned it, yeah.
Oh,
while we discuss these names, I might quickly just go grab my dinner because it's ready to be eaten.
I sent them
That's
to.
eating before. Couldn't be me.
Huh? Imagine eating.
Imagine eating.
Sorry. I'll
Kale's
send some
over
down
here
to
fucking
Toowoomba.
The Kim Jong-un down under.
Jesus Christ, the amount
Eat
of
your
like.
uranium 456 and you'll like it.
I love
Oh,
it.
that's alright.
I love it.
Alright, be right back.
I love mine. Very simple, very nice.
Oh, lad, I did
Also, did you
choose
say
that.
uranium 456?
Yeah, I fucked up the number.
235. 456 would be not
The
uranium
stronger
anymore.
uranium.
Yeah.
It's double uranium.
Does the periodic table even go up to
I said the
456?
first number, I'm like, just go 456. That's
Just
done.
count from there.
Yeah.
What do you think of the other nicknames I gave?
My one's my favorite. Thrudgar, I need context.
I was trying to make it reference his black hands.
Oh, that makes sense.
Did you
Yeah,
call him
yeah.
like the throbbing black or something?
Nah, I called him
And
Blackfinger.
then, and then Thrawn? Perfect.
Don't explain it, I don't want to know.
I will not explain it. Good luck, sir.
It's like there
Where
were
is
no
it
words for
listed?
it, so I just was like, alright, I'll get as close as possible to it.
Hang on, where is this list
They
that's
just
got
sent
all
it
the
to each other.
nicknames?
I wrote
Right.
them and I just sent them to House, and I can send them to you as well.
Okay.
No, the Jaden can't speak Draconic, so he can't.
And it can't speak.
he can't
Hey,
look at
I
the-
control all the people that can speak Draconic.
There you go.
It's like me
Jaden
playing a
is
video
literally
game where
everyone else
everyone
in the
speaks
world.
Japanese.
I will just put in like what we'll hear, though, in the chat.
Jaden just has like the dub.
Need a different. Alright. Now what do these
This-
actually mean?
I saw a freaking magic item that was a parking meter, but it's a mace. And its magical ability is you can turn things that, like, if you hit something that could be moved, it now is locked in place. And if you hit something that's usually locked in place, it can now be moved. But can you just
Oh, it's
can you
Yeah,
imagine
okay.
like hitting a giant rock or some shit like that and just throwing it at someone?
What fucking typo have I made?
It does cost 4 gold and 7 silver to use, though.
I put in the Among Us chat like what you would hear, or how it felt like. Like not, there's no translation. It's just what you will hear.
Kifel,
Why does Throdgar's immediately not work?
12 row.
I haven't got a nickname yet.
I'm clicking
Oh.
translate and it's not working.
Do
Are you putting it from the
world
Draconic
individ-
to common?
Do each word
Yeah.
individually.
And it is just translating to the same word again.
It worked for me.
Incredible.
E-R-A-L.
Oh, are you pressing the translate button or are you pressing enter?
I'm pressing the translate button.
Are you using the website I put in?
Yes.
Maybe it just hates you.
B-R-A-L-V-R-E-O-L.
There's supposed to be a space between those. Prowl and rule.
Really?
Yeah.
That would probably make sense. There we go. Okay, that works.
That was a laugh.
That was absolutely a laugh.
That was for Srodgar.
Lol. Sharia thinks that Theo is an immigrant. Oh my god, it literally has the translation at the bottom of the fucking photo. What am I doing?
Oh, I thought you already read it and you were just like,
Double check weren't being scammed. Oh, so
What
just
is
on a complete other note, have you guys played another Crab's Treasure?
I've seen it.
No.
Another what?
It's a fucking Souls-like game, but you just
Oh.
trying to
Oh,
find your
yeah,
fucking
I've
shit.
seen it.
Oh,
The
macro.
game, its music is
Classic.
so like wistful and like
Oh.
happy and shit, and like you're just like running around fucking killing everything. Never, I don't know. It's just like I was playing it earlier, and I'm like, this game is like actually great. This is a top tier game.
Why'd I have access to a guy called Ferno Carsus?
That's Kelleher's character.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Gallagher's character.
And you probably shouldn't have access.
Your
to
one
this
job
character.
was to get to know your party members, and you haven't even learned their names.
I'm sorry, one person was louder than everyone else at the table.
Hi, my name's Throdgar!
I'm sorry, I had to
No,
spend
my name's Throdgar!
I had to spend most of the session thinking about how I would murder him if he decided to hit this guy.
I found one for Oh, I'm gonna keep coming up with it.
You pull up the big trauma, you summon a ghost, and it's his fucking dad.
No.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking
Rodgar
about it.
can't rip things immaterial in half.
I legitimately think there's a level that he gets where he can.
Yes, no, there is.
Fuck off.
Because he's
As
a
in
fighter,
Rodgar
right?
can? Or as in... Oh, as in, yeah, Rodgar, righto. I believe so.
I think he's leaning more into barbarian though.
That's what I
Like,
thought.
yeah,
I thought he was
He's
gonna
like
be
a hill giant barbarian or something, or like a lot of the hill giants or some shit.
Fire giant.
Yeah.
I'm
It
glad
means
that
he can actually become a large creature.
I've been misspelling Throdgar's name the entire time because I didn't put a double R at the end. Absolute bastard.
It's
It's
alright.
Throdgar, it's Throdgar.
Alright, going into it.
When you say it like that,
sort
it
of
kind of
want
sounds
to-
like a slur. Oh, you fucking Throdgar.
Bro's saying it with the short R, not the long R. It's alright, guys.
Yeah, he's not doing the hard
Shall we get into it? Because I'll probably want to duck off around 9. I've been going to sleep a bit early.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sure.
Good.
Let's
I'm
go.
like 3/4 of the way through my food.
Oh, okay, food? Sorry, I'm not trying to rush you then. My apologies.
No, it sounded like you were trying to fucking rush him.
Yeah, I could-
Let's do it, everyone rush him at the same time.
I've come up with
Usual
come up with
strategy.
Karen's nickname now.
Hale, if we came up with a strategy, we spent half an hour deciding what the strategy would be before we did anything.
So who invested into having dark vision when we go
And
to
it
the
was
Underdark?
I just have it inherently because I am a half elf.
Yeah, I don't. So I made sure I could see in the dark.
I did not. I'm gonna need some help.
Yeah, you're on your own, bro.
Oh no.
Summon a ghost
Well-
that can see in the dark.
Well, I guess
Guess
I'll
you're
just be
going to need a conventional torch.
the only asshole with a torch in the session. Good luck, guys.
You can walk 30 paces behind us.
100%.
Yeah,
I'm
on
supposed-
your
He
own.
needs to be 30 paces in front of us, so he gets attacked first. We get
I
attacked.
was
We
gonna,
have an early
I
warning
was
system.
gonna say, guys, I was meant to be the scout.
You can walk 80 paces ahead of us.
Hmm.
That way, any explosions we're a decent distance away.
Have I got? Hold on, I might have an ability that lets me.
Okay, so just some forewarning, not everywhere in the Underdark is going to be pitch black.
Oh no!
Wow.
That would be
We-
a real bitch
Yeah.
move.
That's just not how the Underdark works too. It's also got like.
But the
little
Goggles of
dialogue
Night
and
don't
stuff.
require achievements, so
Guys, let's find some myconids and meld minds with them. We can all get high as shit together.
Yo.
Oh yeah.
Hell
And
yeah.
forcefully talk to our brains, unable to stop them. Huh?
oh hell yeah. Alright, wrong one.
I'm just reading the chat and how Maddie put in what's the debuff for autism? Disadvantage to cause perception.
Only emotional perception.
No. You get advantage on arcane or history checks, but you have disadvantage at perception.
No, this is just the whole Morax thing again. You have very specific knowledge about something, but when questioned about it, you have no clue. You're like, I am unable to recall anything. I have never experienced anything.
Oh my god, I think I lost my soul. Alright, Morax, and what did we learn?
It wasn't worth that much.
I don't know.
Look, it's sad because that's really true.
God, that was such a great character.
Yeah, he was.
Past tense.
Yeah. He's not coming back anytime soon.
Apparently what he learned wasn't not to smash the giant evil grenade with his hand.
Ah, that was the first
It's
thing.
the evil giant grenades that we make along the way.
He's gonna make so many friends in the Shadowfell, maybe.
Yeah.
With my character.
That's
It's
gonna
known
be
for
a
its
horror.
hospitality.
I have -1 charisma. Once again, I need help.
How the fuck are you that bad?
You'll see.
I want to look at his stats.
Because
Well,
he's
to
not
be-
a
to be-
paladin or a warlock.
Yo.
Yeah, no, look, also, the fact that everyone hates him, from what we could tell. Like, that'll have a negative effect on you.
I mean, I was decently certain. I was decently certain that I had said the correct city name. But I then in that moment was like, -1 charisma. Yeah, fuck it. I said Radmo Dad.
Random.
Ran my dad through.
Random.
No, that's the other city.
Ravana becomes his Ray Mama, like some shit like that. Yo, mama!
It's
Alright,
like-
so how mad would we be if I did actually go and take a 15-minute shit break?
We understand
It'd be
Jacob
funny.
needs. It's okay.
I'll be as quick
You-
as possible. I'll be
Bro,
right back.
beat your meat, it's fine, we'll wait.
A Pixar, it didn't happen. I'm so scared what we're about to get now.
The funny thing is, we're waiting like 5 minutes and then you hear it. Beep. There's a notification. Shaky hand, reaching for the phone, like, what is it?
My phone is face up. I won't get it. I won't get the option.
Oh, no. I've got like a phone holder in my car, and it's like at just enough of an angle that it'll catch my face anytime something pops up. So like, I look at it infrequently, obviously, whilst driving, but
Sure.
I look at it all the
Criminal!
time whilst driving.
I've got
No.
Flappy Bird set up on it.
I wink my left and right eyes to keep
I
my
have
eyes
heard of a
sore.
story from my dad where someone put a massive magnet under the dashboard just so he can put his iPad and watch the cricket while he's driving.
Yeah, did that work?
Yeah,
You're lying.
I'm not. That's one of his mates that did it.
Why cricket of all things?
Jake's so
What do you mean?
fucking
It's
low.
boring enough that it's not distracting, or
I don't know. Maybe he was just trying to like made shitty bets. I guess. I don't fucking know.
He likes looking at, as with every like middle-aged white Australian dude, he fucking hates seeing Indians succeed, so he likes looking cricket.
why does he watch cricket then?
Yeah, no, well, to be fair, there's still some streak of players with him, but I don't know enough about cricket.
I assume.
They like watching people beat the fuck out of Indian people. Wait, no, this is an Origin.
Origin's so dip what? Bro, take it back.
Yeah, they're not Indian. Specific islanders beating the shit out of each
Oh, yes, no, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
yes,
right.
yes,
My
yes.
fault.
Is there any skill proficiency we need? We don't have.
I thought you were gonna be like, is there any?
Why is that a specific skill?
I know. I thought you were gonna be like,
Like
is
these
there any
Death
skill
Islanders.
proficiency in
Yeah.
in rugby? And I was like, yeah. Yes.
You have no evidence to back that up.
I played rugby union, not league.
No, I know. I'm just
I
saying.
do
You
have
have no
evidence.
There is
Go-
no evidence that,
Go
that
to the
rugby takes
D&D.
any technique.
Go
at
to the
all.
D&D general chat and scroll up like 2 or 3 things, and you'll literally see me in my rugby uniform playing rugby.
I mean, that's
What
your
the fuck's
profile.
That looks like some little gay shit.
Listen, if you've never charged at a man with full force, have you even thought about playing rugby or having sex with another man? It really is not that different between the two.
I used to play football, bro. I know the rush of slamming into bodies at like full speed and getting your shit rocked.
That
Yeah.
is all I did it for.
people-
If you had to assume
I
what
did
position
similar,
you
but I
played in
chose a
football's
sport where they were too scared to do it back, or you technically couldn't do it back.
You
That
just
was
chose to
not
be football.
Kelleher, what position do you reckon I did in rugby?
You did in rugby, or you mean football? Because I thought you said you did football.
Downward dog.
Like NRL. What position do you reckon I played?
Were you roughly the same height and weight you were, like not exactly the same weight, but roughly like a similar build you were in school as when I probably have met you and have seen you all these times? Because if you were that, you would have been like, yeah, you would have been one of the forwards, I would have imagined.
Nah, bro, I was a fucking wing.
I was gonna say, I was like, are you...
how fucking quick I used to be.
Yeah,
Even a big, well, I wasn't like the biggest person at our school, not by any
yeah.
means, but I was quick.
Fair enough. I like said it, and I was like, maybe he's gonna be like, nah, man, the wing. And I was like, you motherfucker. You would be a winger.
Yep, live life on the edge.
Remember, what else did the ghost rapier did?
I'm
But
sorry.
I,
Wait.
I thought you were going to say something
Yeah,
else.
what? Hey.
The South Islanders did what?
You, but I'm just trying to remember what else did the ghost, like the first rape.
Finish your sentence, please.
No,
I had did.
never will. I'm back.
need
Come on,
this.
we're going.
Leave it up to interpretation.
This isn't law. I'm not having a judge deal with this.
Objection, I'm too tired to deal with this shit.
Your Honor, I know we have a hearing today, but I cannot. I submit
this
to the
is
court
the
that I
worst.
cannot.
Objection, Your Honor, it's nap time.
Sorry, what did you say, Jaden?
I said objection, Your Honor, it's nap time.
It's nap time.
Oh, we lost someone.
A bitty.
Oh no.
He's back.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
yes.
internet's gone to crap.
Hey!
You're gonna say hi to Craig again now that you're back.
Hello, Craig.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't get that right.
All right, let's go.
Just yeah. Yeah, I'm just pretty sure that rapier only went through standard shields and shit.
Yeah,
cool.
non-magical. Doesn't like yeah.
And what about natural armor?
No, I'm pretty sure it's specifically shields.
Alright. Man, I really need just like a standard page. Because from here
Cool.
we're kind of going off the beaten path.
We have a beaten path. What's his beaten
As in,
path?
I don't have maps.
Who's beating what?
Who's beating a guy named Path?
Well, that could be me.
Are we playing Pathfinder?
Beating the Pathfinder. Instead of... Fight back! Fight back!
I just need one more level, then I can get meta magic.
I need 3 more levels, and then I'll never roll below a 1 again. I mean, below a 10.
Yeah, nice. The D1 to 20 dice does have a 0 on it somewhere.
No, well, to be fair, when I was
That
streaming D&D last
-1 in
night,
charisma.
yeah, I literally have a -1 in charisma, and I was trying to tell a dude, hey, we've been sent here on a mission, and I rolled in that one, so I got a 0. And apparently I just, I'm death stared menaced this guy, and he went off to go get his boss, and he's just like, there's scary guys outside.
He's just like, hey man. And you're like,
I'm like, hey bro, just let us inside. In reality, it's like, let us inside, child. I am just one of the Fae. Don't worry, I won't eat you too much.
Alright.
Talk as if-
I'm going to use my fancy new dice that I got this session.
what are you rolling? You haven't even said anything yet.
Yeah, well,
He's rolling out your eyes.
Grabbing them
Oh.
out, but I'm scared to use these because they're so fine looking.
You
What?
just
Can we see a pic of the dice?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
working on it.
I'm gonna get out my tiny dice set to play with.
I need
this.
to turn the light on so that they're clearly visible, otherwise you're gonna have a really dim photo.
I do like to think that Jaden has a computer room, and he still doesn't turn the light on for it, even though he's the only one in there using it. It's funny to me.
That's my new dice. They're very nice. It's in the Dixon Doorknobs chat.
Oh yeah, they're very fine.
Oh,
I'm so scared to dent them if I roll them on the table. So I gotta-
whoa.
Step on them, show them
yeah.
the true power of the
Can you
D4.
Can you guys hear this, by the way? This is the sound they make.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like the ringing.
Not the ringing, but we heard the roll.
Oh, really?
They're
You
jangling.
hear that?
What the fuck?
Yes.
These sound
Jaden's
like
rolling
fucking
whim
bells.
chimes.
We're about to get cursed.
Oh my god, I can do sound effects.
The
As
wind's
you're walking-
blowing.
As you're wandering through the swamp, you encounter a small little shack, and as the wind blows, you can hear a fine.
Guys, get ready to go.
Jangling her balls.
Get ready to go to more swamps so Jaden can just use this one effect.
Oh my god.
Wait, Jaden, where did you put the
The
photo?
only
Right.
flaw with the
The messenger chat.
Doorknobs chat.
Ah, yes.
The only flaw with these is that they're all kind of circle, and the D10s look exactly like the D20, and the D8 kind of looks the same as well.
You see what my dice look like? The white ones are standard size dice. I'm gonna be using the other ones. My mini dice.
Game's not telling me I've got 7 first level spell slots.
Maybe you don't have 7 first level spell slots.
Well, I get 4 from being a 2 level sorcerer, or 3 or 4, and then Paladin gives me 3 or 4 first level spell slots. And it only says I got 4.
Oh,
So when
you
you're
don't go
multi-classing casters, it doesn't just add them together. Essentially, Paladin is a half caster,
Mm.
so if you've got 4 levels in each, you're effectively a level 6 caster. So you'd have the spell slots you'd have at level 6. Because otherwise, if you took like, if you just multi-classed every caster class together, you'd have like fucking 12 first level spell slots.
You are just spamming shield.
After that, smite!
Alrighty, so are we good to go?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
apologize. It's mostly my fault that we haven't gone.
No stress.
Yeah. Yep, I'm glad you acknowledged it. Uh,
You're that person that makes apologies super unpleasant.
yeah, thank you.
I find that
Anyways, alrighty. So last time we mostly did like downtime stuff.
Mm.
Everyone did their own thing for a bit.
Mm.
But as we come up on mission day, it's officially time for you guys to get your briefing done. Is there any last things we wanted to do before going to the briefing?
Okay. I should, because we are going down to the Underdark.
Am I even? Are Matt and I there for the briefing? Because didn't we go to? Do we
Yeah,
just get
you're
like a
in.
letter, or will you guys fill us in once you get there?
I guess we'll fill you in.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
At least we've got the responsible one there to get the important information.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he knows who he is.
That is some neat knowledge I didn't know about spell slots and how they worked. Thank you, Jaden, for telling me that. Now I just need to know what
Yeah,
spell
it's
slots.
very confusing. I tried to do it once in the past. I was like, why isn't it working? And then I had to Google it, and it's like, oh yeah, it's in the fucking player's handbook. I'm like, do you think I read that?
I might not need Ferno, depending if I get the spell I need.
But anyways,
Damn it, I do need Ferno.
so is there any last minute ventures people want to take, or is it just
Money!
straight to Five Arrow?
I mean, what I should actually do, because I did not do any of this when we were doing it last time, I should beg for 1 silver dagger so I can at least deal damage to things that do not react, that are not affected by normal daggers.
Yeah, that's why I got my stocks open.
So,
So,
Silver damage.
Ron,
Does the
please.
silver dagger necessarily like work against everything? It's just certain
No.
things are weak to
It's-
silver, right? Like
it's-
vampires and
Monstrosities and
like
fucking
what?
right.
Yeah, lycanthropes and monstrosities.
Why didn't you ask for a Moon Touch dagger?
that could, I mean, will that,
It's a
Can
common
I ask
magical
for-
weapon, and all it does is shed bright light from it, like within 10 feet, and that's it.
Well,
But
It's
that-
got, like a really pathetic torch.
Yeah,
would
it's
work.
magical, and it's still a dagger, and it's a cheap magical weapon.
does it count as magical damage though when you hit someone? with it?
Yep.
yeah.
It does.
How much money do you?
I'm
You should
starting
have-
off, I
you
took
should have
equipment.
stuff.
I have
Uh,
10 gold.
Well, that's really
I
disappointing.
pass him the stick
I'm
and
just
I
gonna
cast the lily on
Another
the
plate,
stick.
I'll be right back.
Close enough.
I took
Oh, it's
equipment.
not here for the ASMR.
I guess
Apparently
not.
just what up?
No, she's been in the chat, so she's definitely been able to hear your like lip smacking.
I hope so. I'd be very sad if she missed out on that.
But no, it should be fine. I just I should just need a silver
Here's the
dagger.
thing: there's no turn off option for it. You just have to resheath it. So in
I
combat,
definitely do not want that. I just need a silver dagger.
Well, if you look up the prices and stuff for it, and then you know, okay, how much is that? Let's
it's a common weapon. It's
Oh, it's just like you look at the weapon and then the material costs.
well, like it's a common magical weapon. So
A dagger is
Extra
2
50
gold.
I
Huh?
believe
No,
off the top of my head.
dagger
Like
is
the
2
silver
gold.
weapon is just plus
Yeah.
50. It's not like a multi.
Oh, okay. Yep. What are you gonna do for me?
Oh my
Um,
fucking god.
You'll owe me money. Like, I'm fine with you just owing me.
What? How much was it all up?
52.
52. I mean, like, Yeah, 52 gold is not that hard, especially if we're gonna go into the Underdark. I'm
Yeah.
sure you can just take it out of. Once we find something worth 52, it's yours.
Okay, okay, you can
I'm also a rogue with expertise in thieves' tools. I can get anywhere.
You're right. You know what? You seem like a valuable kind of guy to have around.
I can get
Yeah.
everything, and I'm mandated by the leader of the Adventurers Guild to help you. So
Oh, that's right. So you can't even run away if you wanted to. Yay!
technically, I could. I just wouldn't be an adventurer anymore.
And that would be.
I would be forsaking my status.
Yeah, I'll give you the gold.
Is anyone else just stuck in a giant white square?
Yes, I don't have maps. Okay, we're Theatre of the Mind in this campaign.
Okay.
Woo!
It's too bright. Can you change it to black?
Why are you fucking racist?
What? Why aren't we in dark?
Fine, I have an idea. There.
Yay!
It's black.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I give you the 52 gold. Guys, my pockets are feeling real light now.
It's okay. We'll find money.
I've only got 300 gold.
We will find a
Poor person over here. Got 480, thank you.
Finally,
Wolf,
someone else has more
Haiti.
money than me.
Haiti. Haiti. Wolf Haiti.
Alright.
How would you pronounce it?
We'll assume this isn't a last-minute error if you're preparing for the Underdark. That'll just be something you've done over here.
Yeah, it's the only thing I need because I do not want to take up any more time. So I won't ask for anything else.
Easy.
Fucking good.
Okay. So everyone heads to the briefing.
Yes.
Alright. That's what I actually do have a map for. It's very...
We're gonna fight something.
No, it's just like an old map. This one again.
You walk through the headquarters and you hear it chime a door behind you as you open the door.
Anyway.
How do I say you got whip nose?
Oh my god.
Like,
Any
why is
hag
that
in this
remote?
campaign needs to be like severely southern.
That's like really specific, but yes. I approve this message.
But anyways, all right. So as you walk in to the meeting, you are the second group there. The 3 Warforged, the old guard, are also there as well. And when you walk in, Myvara's like, excellent. And I assume that the 2 in Khan Madash will be getting caught up once you arrive.
Yeah.
They weren't here?
Yep.
No, yes, of course. We'll update them on anything that they've missed.
Indeed. We've just wrapped up with the other 2. Well, with the other 3. There. That'll be the long story short. You will not be going together. These 3 will be going through the entrance that we discovered over near Milton. Sorry, Maddie's distracting me. No, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. These 3 will be going through the entrance that we discovered to the Underdark over near Milton, and you'll all... Maddie, stop it! I see the pop-up and I can't not look at it. I'm like a fucking cat.
Just you can mute the channel. It won't pop up.
No, it's fine. I'll suffer and I'll complain about it and do nothing to fix it. That's more my speed. But anyways, you lot will be heading through the Underdark discovered in Khan Madash. Each of you will have 5 of these stones, and as she speaks, she puts a little bag on the counter. These are sending stones. You can use them one time to send a message and get a response. Use these as you see fit. Of course, I'd prefer any important information you can send to me directly, as this is a scouting mission. If you need to get in touch with the other group, you can do that as well. you guys are on your own on this mission, so it's completely up to your discretion. Before you head to the Underdark in Karmadash, I've also made arrangements. You're to meet with the Gemsmith brothers. They have some additional equipment to help you on your mission. Are there any questions as to your mission description? There's not much that we'll be able to do to keep in touch, so if you're unclear on anything, there will not be any clarifying in future.
Yeah,
What's
just
our actual goal?
yeah, I was about to ask that as the guy who's joined a little bit ago. We are the mission is we're just going to scout to see if we can find any more of the like mind flay interference, like the relay stuff. Correct?
Correct, and anything else that we can find under there. This is largely unexplored territory. We don't know who's under there, we don't know what assets we could make use of, we don't know what could help us, we don't know what's plotting against us. Evidently there are things down there that have been meddling in our affairs. We need to learn as much as we can about what's going on down there. I can't tell you what exactly that's going to be. If you can find anything more about the Mind Flayers, that's obviously the first priority we have going into it. But the Underdark is a large place that we have at least some idea of. We know for a fact that there is civilization down there. The Intellect Devourers are a new development to us. We prefer information about them, but we have no idea what their capabilities are.
Yeah. Can I just quickly ask a quick question?
Sure.
How liked a drow in this world?
About as liked as you would expect of a race that were banished from the surface because they worshipped evil gods.
Oh, cool.
Okay, when she mentions drow, Thorn's just gonna be like, yeah, no, just a bunch of the filthy fucking elves underneath
Oh
Tenebrae.
my god.
You know?
I thought
Doesn't
I was
help that
meant to be like harsh.
It
Those
doesn't help
dark
that they're black.
bloods. Back
It's
reference
not
to my
necessarily like
No.
a hatred to war sort of thing. It's
No.
like, especially since the ancient
Thrawn's racist though, so this is on brand.
Yeah, this is on
because essentially their origins was back during the ancient war against the fucking, I keep forgetting, the Faerun they're called. Against the
still
war
loyal
against
to-
those.
Are they still loyal to Loth? Are they still like Loth's children? Would that be like if
They're
as
more
a
like-
generalization of their race? Would
In
that
law,
be-
they're forced to pray to
That's
her.
probably a fair assumption. It was essentially they resorted to worship of Lolth during the war for power to fight, and then Lolth's obviously not the best place to find power, and so it caused like a big schism in the Elven race.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, he's probably just gonna make some comment then about them. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, Loth's children, not the greatest. Not Loth's spawn, I suppose. Not the greatest people. They used to terrorize the city that I like, Tenebrae. But you know, thankfully the paladins long ago they managed to fight them back mostly. That's why it was a garrison built there.
Yes, there's not been much in the way of issues in modern day that we've seen, whether that's because they have new priorities or because they were beaten. We can't be sure. If there's any information you can gather on those, it wouldn't hurt either.
Sweet, let's go full dungeon meshy on this motherfucker.
No,
What?
no.
Dungeon meshy. It's fine. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's a group of adventures that explore a dungeon and eat everything they come across.
I
What the fuck
ain't
is
gonna
this,
lie.
man?
Yeah,
What
I'm
the-
doing this one. I don't know what the fuck I just went you guys.
Hey,
So
not
anyway,
cannibalism if it's not the same race.
That scared the fuck out of me. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
welcome to the boss fight. Alrighty. So are there any other questions that you have?
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Alrighty. So with that, I'm gonna take it. You head out to Khan Madash. Is there
Yep.
anything along the way, or do you just want to just skip straight to meeting the gemsmiths?
Do those guys in the middle of the road, you know, like halfway on the road,
Yeah, at
They're
the
dead.
checkpoint.
Yeah,
they
no, they're
dead?
still there.
well, yeah, what happened to that?
It's not the same guys you saw last time, but the checkpoint is still there and operational.
Sure. We do not investigate it because we didn't investigate it last time. We just pass onwards.
You
I think
just
Kale
keep
saved
walking.
us last time.
You don't necessarily
Yeah.
know what the fate of them would have been, because it's not exactly like the same people work at every checkpoint 24/7. So whether it's different people because the last were dead or because it's a different shift.
It's like when you stop off at like a gas station, isn't it? You know? Anywho, sorry, keep going.
But yeah, getting back to Khan Madash, you can see that the place is... It's not rebuilt, but it's cleaned up, we'll say. It's like you can see that the rebuilding is like very much underway. There's a lot of in-process construction going on all over the city. It's very much, if you remember, after the Pain arc in Naruto, where it's like half the city was basically an under construction kind of
Yeah.
place. But yeah, when you get to the Gemsmith's estate, it is Boric that greets you at first.
Am I not there? Aren't I working at the Gemsmiths at the moment as well?
Yeah,
Uh,
but you'll be doing something.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You would meet at the
Yeah.
Gemsmiths, I would assume.
Yes, of course.
I immediately spam all five saving stones just to say, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where? No.
Alright.
I ignore all of them.
By the way, who is carrying those?
I wrote them down in my inventory, so.
Okay, so they're all
It was 5 each or 5 in total?
5 in total.
Oh, okay,
They're
I
not
thought it was-
like the 1 6-second message. It would be about a minute conversation that you get out of it.
Okay, so what we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 members, so everyone gets one. If you're in a situation.
Not
The
including
urge-
Matt.
The
No,
urge,
including that.
Okay.
urge to immediately use one is high, but I won't do it.
Crushes one. It's like, Dad?
Maddie, stop. Why is the mushroom gooshing everywhere?
This is the first
Anyway.
horny statue of Licious and Dungeon Baby. It's Leos.
Anyway, but we've just met Bori, you said?
Boric, yeah.
Bori. Which
As
one's
you
the-
walk in.
Yeah.
So
Which
Boric
one's this?
was the
This is-
more antisocial of them. Quick reminder, Morik was essentially the leader of the three. Like,
Mhm.
well, he was the face of the business, more or less.
Yes.
Boric was more research and development, and Goric was the one that was a mute that lost his arm in the
Yes.
last arc.
That's. I just wanted to double check. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah,
Boric. Nice to meet you again, friend.
it's been a long time. How have you been? Recovered well from everything that happened?
Yes. Yes, and I'm not going to say we're looking forward to going into the Underdark, but you know, it's part of our mission. Mivera said that you had some extra equipment for us to take.
Yes, I am aware. It was meant to be Morik that was needed to... It was meant to be Morik you were expecting to meet with. He's very busy these days, so you'll have to make do with me. I've been running the business side of things.
I put a hand on his shoulder. You poor soul.
Yes, I know. I don't know how he puts up with people. But unfortunately, he is now in charge of the Great Clock, which I am led to believe is a rather important aspect of life in the city.
Wait, isn't Boric also like a dwarf? Like, he can't be that like autistically unaware of how important something like the Great
I
Clock
don't
is.
know. You
He's-
can
I
be
think
that
he's just
unaware.
bitter. He's just bitter that he has to run a business.
Fair enough, I guess. just
You should
just
ignore
not
everything
checked.
else and just be like, "Ah,
He was the uppity bookworm that didn't like anyone.
Fair enough.
But yes, we've worked on some resources. It's not as plentiful as it has been in the past. I trust everyone got their delivery okay over the last few months.
yeah.
Yep. Patting the big like fucking sword that's coming like off my back. Yep. No, it's working well, and it's been
Excellent,
good in
excellent.
adapting to
And-
it.
Oh, I don't believe we've met before. I'm Boric.
Hello.
Smith Brothers.
I don't know if I've met him either.
Yeah, how many people haven't met this guy?
Yeah.
Surely.
Is it just
Uh,
me?
Wait, no, we went down into the cavern, and then if he has met them, it has been very briefly because we went into the cavern, we found him, we did a bunch of other shit, and then their house
And then we
was
ca-
burnt down.
I think I got the ghost rapier as
Yeah.
well.
At the very least, in the aftermath.
Yeah,
We
of
would've
course.
met 'em.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll, Theo will just be like, "Oh hi, I'm Theo. I'm the new arrival for this group. We'll see how this goes."
Kipple's his name.
I see. And now we've met.
Thank you.
So, anyways,
Incredible.
alrighty. First things first. A few of the more alchemical-sided equipment for you. He hands you a little, not little. It's like a medium burlap sack essentially, and you hear like a glass kind of clinking.
I'm going to take that because I actually have proficiency with an alchemy kit, so I think that might be useful.
But yes, inside the kit there are 5 greater healing potions
Okay, yep.
and 2 what are they called? Antidotes. Just something that cures like poison or disease.
Whatever's affecting the body can go buck itself with when you drink that.
That's
Yeah.
not accurate.
These should hopefully in general be more or less cure-alls to most of the issues you may face in the Underdark. And also, if you'll follow me outside, we have one extra little tool that you may find useful for a prolonged adventure. It's only partly completed, however, so you'll have to make do with it. I apologize. But yeah, he leads you out to the courtyard outside the front of their mansion. And he takes from his pocket, it's like a little tiny, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a model of a little caravan. And as he takes it out, he picks it up and he underarm throws it forwards a bit. And as it throws, before it hits the ground, it sort of hovers and then grows into a full-sized caravan.
You guys did not get what's it called? It's like Caravac's Invincible Fortress.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
This is quite impressive. Is this a mobile home?
No, you need to ask if it's is this similar to a meat toboggan?
No, I don't need to ask that question. I can clearly see that this is much larger than a toboggan.
Morik insisted to me that it be called Morik's Mini Mansion.
Yeah, well, we're changing that immediately.
It's be my guest.
Oh
It-
my-
We did intend to make it a self-pulled cart. However, we didn't quite get time for those enchantments, so I'm unsure how you're going to find a beast of burden to pull it in the Underdark, but that will be... If nothing else, it's somewhere to set camp. Anything inside will be shrunk whenever it is shrunk, including people. It cannot be shrunk and unshrunk from the inside, so please don't trap yourself inside of it.
Oh my god, we're gonna fight in someone's body later. This is so happening. How good. Alright.
Oh, fucking God.
I just want to
When we attacked a Dragonlance, that thing.
I just want to remind everybody there are rules in D&D about destroying people from the inside. And moving on.
There are also rules about that in Fatal, although they're very different rules.
Do we have to? Is the weight of Morrick's mini mansion, like when it's small, it has like a much more manageable weight, or is it like it just keeps the same weight?
There's not someone who has to carry a whole caravan in their pocket.
Listen, I'm chucking it to
that's the
Throdgar
weight.
anyway, but I just wanted to ask, how bad is his back going to be broken by the end of this season?
It's essentially the weight of what you would expect from a little figurine of a caravan.
Okay. All right
But yeah,
then.
and so he places his hand on the back of it and it shrinks back down into size, and then he hands it off to you guys. He does quickly show you how to use everything. But more or less it's just throw it, it grows. And then place your hand on it and say the command word and it shrinks.
Cool.
The
What's
command word.
The command word is some kind of arcane word that I'm not improving. My apologies.
It's not Morrick's mini mansion. Go.
Fancius!
Mark's Mini Mansion trademarked.
And then you say like the 12-digit code that comes afterward.
You place your hand upon it. Refer a friend for additional bonuses.
You can have it as a
Like, it's
self-drawn
not like
card,
write a
but you
cool
have-
name across it like they're doing.
Both, or they're gonna start sending us sendings of like downloadable content available.
On the inside, there's just a little hologram that a bit like a little banner down the bottom.
If you would like to unlock this fridge, pay an additional 5 gold. It'll help keep your food cold. Would you like to buy additional skins?
Does it come with an
Changes.
extended warranty?
No, you don't buy it just directly with gold. It's got to be with gemsmith tokens.
Oh,
Yes.
But to
So
get James
anyway,
to
reference,
you need
got
membership.
microtransactions. If you guys just want to start like sending me money, I'll
Do we
put
get the
my-
ultimate edition, or is this
account
just
details.
the standard?
This is the fucking what is it? Alpha build, the pre-release.
This
I guess we get to
That,
play it for
of course,
free, though,
already has a
right?
fully functional cash shop included.
Okay, we
Anyway,
take that.
stupid bit aside.
I've written it down, but we can determine later if we don't care. But yes. So we've got the 5 greater healing potions, 2 antidotes, Morrick's mini mansion.
Yeah. There is also 5 sets of climbing equipment in there as well. Because
Okay,
to
everyone
get
knows that.
into the Underdark, the entrance is just like it's a sheer cliff down. Not like
Yeah.
a long way, but it's like
While,
you wouldn't
while
be able to get a horse down there. It's going to die if it jumps.
yes.
I cast
Um,
Featherthall on
Actually,
If you can convince a horse to jump, I will let you bring a horse.
Do you remember how we made the fucking steed jump and it broke its legs and died?
it. From that,
Went
yeah, I do.
straight
we had to put that fucker down.
I remember this because then didn't Throdgar just jump straight down afterwards? Like not on his horse. He was just like, yeah.
Throdgar was
He
the
was
one
like-
that went first, and it's like he landed on a scaffold and went through one, and then the giant fucking Warforged dragon on a horse jumped and just went straight through all of the scaffolds to the ground.
And his horse died on impact. Soaked up a lot of damage though.
Oh.
I actually was wondering if there is a because this is a thing that we were talking about in like our whole last arc about Thrawn like hunting and like skinning monsters and stuff like that and being collecting monster parts. Is there like a equipment or like a kit or something that I can take to on our journeys if we do fight a monster? I can like a tanning kit or something.
Murricks Mini Mansion,
think
go!
that'd probably be. I don't know if there's a specific kit for that, because it's like depending on what you want to do, it's like, you know, certain parts of them would be more alchemy kits, some would be tanning kits, some would be potentially a smithing kit.
Okay, yeah. Would I be able
like,
to get
if
something like a tanning, so just for like hides then? Because I already have just the alchemy stuff because of my backstory. So would I be able to get like a tanning kit?
There are leatherworkers tools.
Yeah,
That's a toolkit.
I'm not 100% sure what the price of that is off the top of my head, but it's
I've
like
got
if
it
you
here.
find
5 gold pieces.
I think
workers tools.
they're more or less all 5 gold pieces, right? So it's like if you want to get some of that stuff,
Well,
then yeah.
some of them are like 10, some of them are 30. Like glass blowing is 30.
Well, I'm not doing any glass block.
Yeah, I doubt he's gonna need glass blowing.
But okay, I'll just buy like a leatherworking kit and I'll just spend the 5 gold or whatever. But I just wanted to ask before we like set off, because if we do encounter something that I want to skin, then I want to be able to do that properly.
Yeah, by all means.
Sweet. Nice. Okay, sweet. Okay, thank you. We can continue on now.
Just one sec, sorry.
Yeah, guys, I have a lot of toolkit proficiencies because of stuff like my backstory and then having additional intelligence and taking another kit instead of a language.
Imagine if you took 6 levels of Artificer.
Yeah.
Is it just because you're old?
Oh my god. I have a brewing kit, I have medicine, I'm proficient with like a med.
Bronze
kit.
racist and has ADHD confirmed.
I have a cookie, I'm proficient at cooking. I have a thieves tool proficiency. I have
It's just
alchemy
hopping
kit,
from-
and I have a leatherworking kit.
He's just hopping from one interest to another with his ADHD.
Alright. Oh, do you already have an alchemy kit?
Oh yeah, that was from like because he ran his
okay.
dad's like store.
Right.
And the whole fact that he puts aspirin in the alcohol. Yeah.
Honey, it's not an addiction. I'm just self-medicating.
Oh, I think
It
it's
helps me
gonna read
concentrate,
about
guys.
But yes, okay, sweet. If there's nothing else that we want to do, I'm ready to head off to the Underdark.
Damn.
We
Also ready to head off to the Underdark.
Sweet. So if you remember last session, there, well, Throdgar was very insistent about getting defenses set up around the mine. So there are now, in fact, the quarry is built more. It's very reminiscent of Tenebram. Essentially, it's a place where the defenses are built facing inwards towards.
Yeah.
Specifically the mine shaft that everything came from. But it is like a tiered system, as a quarry is essentially a big spiral to get up, so there's a series of walls and checkpoints and whatnot there now. It does seem to be still functioning as a quarry. There are still people mining, but there's also now a guard regiment set up here with a pair of dragon lancers. There is the one in the middle on that big platform that there was last time that's been repaired after you guys fucking exploded it last.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was those worm things did that. Yes, they are the
No,
ones
that
who
was very specifically Furno that lightning bolted
Gosh,
the
no.
gunpowder on the top of
Gosh.
it.
It was the things, the carrion crawlers, whatever they were called. They did it. It wasn't us.
It's not my fault they caught fire when I hit them with lightning.
I thought it was fireproof.
But yeah. But there's also one is now set up at the top of the quarry to
Oh,
face
Maddie's
the
gone.
path coming upwards.
Probably doing
I'm
mine.
fucking finally glad she's gone.
She's
Wait, no, she's
back.
back now. Wait.
But yeah, so it's like it's still functioning like a mine, but there's a lot of guard presence there now and a lot of defenses. It's very I suppose very dwarven looking. It's very industrial. It's not as open as it used to be. Most of the spare space is now like either tents or watchtowers or so on and so forth.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, you guys obviously travel down fairly unimpeded. Except for Theo, you're very easily recognized. Not necessarily they know which one of you is which. It's not like you've been televised or anything like that, but
Your reputation.
you have a very unique general description of your party.
Yes.
I think it would be
Like
funny.
Sharir is probably the one that's most easily recognized because he is a Warforged dragon.
I was just gonna
And
say.
then also set up the Inquisition
giant
here.
brick shithouse of a dwarf.
Yeah. Drodgar would be the next one, between the Black Hands and the fact that he is generally a reasonably well-known person in Khan Madash on account of his father.
I was gonna make a small bit about how awkward Boric is, and I know you didn't do this at all intentionally, but we did not have a moment at all where I said hi to the group, and I like to think in my head canon of that moment, Boric just gives all this stuff over, and the group's like, maybe Zex, he's not here. You all leave, and it's only like 3 hours later, Boric sees me having lunch, and he's like, oh, by the way, I saw your friends, and I'm like, what?
Actually, a question for Ferno. How are you wearing the pendant, if at all?
Oh,
It's
I was actually thinking about this. Can I like wrap it around the glove that I have? Probably like
Yeah.
And have it like presumably I've got some sort of like long sleeves on as like a mage and elfy person. So I have it like I don't remember exactly how you said it. I think the glove was in essence like an affinity gauntlet type of situation where there's like 5 stones to be put on and one main one in the middle. Rather than putting it...
There aren't any like empty spaces in it. It's just when that stone, like when you put the stone near it, it essentially merges that stone into the glove.
That's right. No, I totally understand that.
Space for it.
Actually, out of curiosity, I never tested this. What happens if I do put my like emerald gem? I think it's emerald. We made it green and then it turned purple and then it starts to go
I think
stuff.
it's jade.
Jade and it turns to stone.
Yes, but I think we also said it has a purple
And there's,
gash
like,
after.
a streak of amethyst.
Yes.
through it now.
So what happens if I completely forgot to test this last time, but let's just say at some point between all of this, Ferno actually does put his stone near the glove. What happens?
It doesn't actually respond in any way.
Okay.
It's not
Well-
like a generic fit-all gem sort of thing. It's specifically for gems that are made for it.
Okay. Well then what I do is I essentially just like wrap it, I guess, almost halfway up my forearm. Just a couple of times, just so I can keep it hidden from everyone, but it's still there with me on my arm. And I think just for like in case, just to record it with Craig, I think when we finished last time, it was amethyst, and I think we said it was probably stone-wise. It might have only been like an 1/8. It was something still really small that it had started to speckle in stone or anything. So it's still majorly jade with that amethyst streak and stone.
Yeah, it's like it went a little bit to stone when you started hiding it.
What do I have charm?
Yeah. But it's not like, you know, it's never in your life thus far, it's never been like pure jade or anything like that.
Fair enough too.
It's,
I think that's fair.
yeah. From all of your siblings that had one, it's like you never knew one of them that had pure jade either. It's like, it's even very basic human flaws sort of show up on it. You'd have to be like a real paragon in theory to have like a pure jade.
Alright, so I run after the group.
Yeah.
3 hours later.
I've been waiting for you to show up and you just leave without me.
Yeah, we caught up with Rodgar. Like we're like, oh, wait, so where's Ferno? It's supposed to be me at the mine. We're just there, like, is he? And it's not like we turn around, we can see him barreling and Mark 4 towards us.
As you walk down, you do notice up on that middle platform, you see. I'd say give me a perception check if you want to recognize, but you do see a guard up there that like waves down to you guys.
I've got a 16, but I'll roll if you want me to roll.
Oh, actually, yeah. Most of you guys have pretty high passive perception, don't you? Who's got the highest?
Yeah.
I have 11.
I have 18.
17.
I have 13.
I'll
Yeah,
roll.
I'd say Taran and Inferno probably would be able to pretty easily recognize him.
I
It's
guess
the guy that got fucked up last time you were here.
Oh, that we saved? The one
Yes.
that you said we was just supposed to let die, but we like risked so
He's-
much. To
He's
help
at
this
exactly the same post now.
guy. Fucker learned nothing.
I kind of wish Throdgar was here. He'd make such a good joke. It's not Inferno's character to shout all the way out, but I wave back up in a very regal sort of fashion.
Down the fucking quarry again. To run
We're just
over
going,
quick.
who the fuck's that?
His arms just tucked by him, his side like a statue as he goes and slams into the ground.
Who's that
He's
guy?
alive through the scaffolding.
Who's that guy?
Huh?
Who's that guy?
Is
I
this
don't know.
like an in-character bit, or is
Yeah,
it,
it is, it
actually
is.
go out of- Okay, just had to
No,
double
no.
check.
I almost want to roll a d20 to see how good my charisma would be to see if I've got a +3. No, I've only got a +1 to charisma. Give me a second. Let's see if I am autistic enough to tell you. That's what I want to do.
But yeah, your journey to the bottom of the quarry is you get looks and all that stuff as you go down. A lot of people kind of watch you go past, but it's not everyone is generally busy, so they look
Is
a
it-
bit as they do what they're doing, but they keep doing what they're doing.
The look that's being given, is it a is it the oh, they're the heroes that save us, or is it the oh, they're oh, don't get caught up with them look?
More so the first one.
Okay, yep. So I forget to respond.
While we are in the bottom, is there that main tent still that we were getting all of our missions and stuff from to go hunt monsters?
like why?
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
still
yeah,
there?
it's still down there. It's now a much bigger tent.
Mhm.
It's if you want to go inside that, you can if you'd like.
Yeah, because lads, I reckon we should probably pick up some equipment here because I want to just pick up very basically some like a pick, maybe even just some stuff for if we do come across anything that we want to if we come across crystals or gems or anything, and we want to bring them back so they can be studied. Even just a small small.
What about any climbing
hand-
gear? Did none of us bring anything?
Everybody
You
should
do
have
have,
some
you did
in-
get the climbing gear,
Okay.
Right.
but you will need it to get into the
Yeah.
Underdark.
But I
Berno,
was just
or,
saying, a smaller they're basically a small hand axe, but it's as a pick. It's similar to actually the climbing hooks you would have. That you dig into ice and stuff. But
Yeah.
basically, I just wanted a smaller one of those picks, so if need be, I can break off some I don't want to carry
Like
full
a little
pick.
mattock.
Yeah, more or less. Just pick up one of them. Maybe some extra. Oh no, we got the climbing stuff, so we got plenty of rope. But more or less just some standard mining, basic mining gear, just if we need it.
Ferno, at the end of all of that, asks, I know I've been hearing enough from fucking Boric and Throdgar about this Underdark and stuff, but do we actually have, explosives if we cave in?
I would rather not be caved in to the Underdark, because that's a swift death for us.
Wait, wouldn't explosives make it worse? Because if we're caved in,
I guess.
At least
if
this
we-
way, that if we escape or if something does get out, they've got all this to try and get through.
Don't worry, guys. The +4 intelligence wizard's really using his brain today.
oh fuck, I forgot.
No, it's all good. Look,
That's good.
I've never been to the.
There is, for the
Underdark.
record,
there-
gunpowder and shit kept in the mine in general because it's a mine, and
But-
also now there's gunpowder weaponry everywhere.
Yeah, but if we're in the Underdark, they haven't gone down there. Have the dwarves that much, have they?
No,
Yeah.
no one's gone down like
Yeah.
past where the relay used to be.
Righto.
Look, I haven't been to the Underdark, but I was raised on stories of it.
Have I been to the Underdark?
If anything comes out of there, having a whole armed force to fight it off and but hopefully kill it, will be better than just letting it slink away back into the depths.
Now, I probably should have brought this up a little bit earlier. How many of us can see in the dark?
Well, you have everyone pretty much. I think it's
I
you're
got
the
goggles
only
of
one.
night vision
Yeah,
specifically
everyone
to see in the
except-
dark.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So everyone
I think
looks.
Sharia can't do it naturally, but he did get a magic item.
He's
to
got
do
a
it.
So everybody basically just looks at Theo. I'm like, oh, so I'm the only one? Okay.
Right, so the scout that you assigned to this mission is blind? Excellent.
Yes.
Ferno points over into a darker section of the mine, and he's like, "What does the words on the wall say there?"
Can I see?
They're still in clear light.
Yeah.
It's barely in
It's
shadow.
very much lit up.
That's not...
Actually, I should. I think that's really fun. I've been thinking more about leading into Ferno being like an upper class asshole and just being like, "What does it say right there?" And it's just like under a torch, and it says like 35 feet. And I'm like, "Can you read that?"
That's not even dim light. Are you okay?
And Ferno walks ahead. He won in his mind.
But yeah, so you just want to head into that tent?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Alright, so going into the tent, you can see it's bigger because it's now like a dual purpose thing. Because it's both for the foreman now, and also there's like it's split into two sides. There's essentially what you recognize as what used to be in the foreman's tent, and then on the other side is more so of like a command tent for the guard.
Cool.
So it's very much like a two-pronged. There's two different people that are running
Yeah.
operations here for different things.
Cool. I want to go talk to. Yeah, I want to talk to the foreman, and I just had the thought then, with Theo explaining that he can't see jack shit. I'm going to ask if we can lend out a couple picks and some red like lanterns that you have underground. So that
Oh, are you gonna do those like the thief lanterns where they're like little slits, so that you can you can be sneaky?
Well, the main thing is like a lantern that like sheds red light, because you basically have like a lantern with like red glass on it. Is you can be walking around in the dark and your eyes don't they're not getting blown out by the bright light. You can then walk into bright and dark lit areas that have red torches, and your eyes don't have to adjust.
Okay.
So I thought by giving you that, one, the light won't travel as far in the Underdark, like things will be harder to see us. But two, you'll still be able to see your way around without losing whatever night vision you do have,
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want a slotted, what is it called?
Slotted lantern, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
But they're more for like doing detailed work in the dark. But it might work here if I'm supposed to scout.
You can change the slots on it. Like you can open them and close them. So yeah, if we could look for those some like red lanterns with the slots and a couple picks, then that'd be great.
Okay. So if you want to approach the foreman, he's in a conversation with a reasonably well-decorated guardsman, who's obviously the one in charge there, essentially just discussing logistics. And you see, as he like spots you guys approaching over the shoulder, he's like, been a while since I've seen you lot. If you're here for work, I don't really have much for you anymore. We're pretty well staffed these days after everything. Silver linings.
Yes, silver linings. No, actually, I was going to ask if we could borrow some equipment. We're going to be going through the breach, so I just want to make sure that we're well equipped.
What kind of equipment were you looking for?
Mostly some mining equipment. My companion here can't actually see in the dark.
I am literally next to him, and I'm like, hand in front of face, like I cannot see in the dark.
Yeah. So
You just assumed Theo's blind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, if
exactly.
I can get a slotted lantern with something to make it burn red and 2 picks, I would appreciate that.
2 picks? Yep, give me one moment. He walks over to a desk and kind of quickly, hastily draws up a note on a little piece of paper and then stamps it and then comes back over and hands it over to you. He's like, there's a requisition note. If you're headed into the breach, there's a storeroom you'll encounter along the way there. Just stop by. They'll ask for whoever's in charge, hand that to them, and you can just grab whatever you need. As far as lanterns go, depending on what it is you want, we do have dim lanterns, the red light lanterns you discussed. As far as slotted, we've got... When you say slotted, do you mean like the thieves? Sort of very fine slotted, or do you just mean as in a focus lantern? Because we have the latter, but not the former.
Being Thrawn, he's gonna be like, oh, just the one that, like, just general, so you can shut off
Yeah.
light from 3 directions.
Yeah.
We're not,
Yeah.
we don't need it for thieving, like, you know, we just need it so that we're not shedding as much light.
Alright, yeah, that's easy. That'll be down in the dark, in the storeroom. Just stop by on your way
Wait.
through and grab those.
Cool, I'm gonna shake the guy's hand and be like, it's good to see that this place is up and running again.
Hey, better than ever.
But then I'm like, all right, lads, is there anything else that we need?
No, I'm pretty good.
Cool. Going outside, Thrawn is actually probably going to just like dip his fingers into some dirt, like some like wet mud or whatever, and is going to draw in Thieves' Camp on the door like a "This is not a place to rob."
In case anyone didn't know.
The
Yeah.
fucking moment you do that, I look at you like it's like, because the way that I imagine Theo normally looks like
Well,
at any
okay.
moment a little bit airheaded, but the moment you dip your finger and you start drawing a symbol, fucking neck snap, look directly at you, focused.
Well, okay, hear me out. I was going to ask you this because I learnt my sneak attack stuff with Mavera. Maybe I learnt this stuff into how to recognize the symbols while we were patrolling.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe you didn't realize. Maybe you didn't realize that I'd picked up what all the symbols meant.
Yeah.
But I
No,
just
but
like
it's a lot less like, wait, you're a fucking wait.
no, yeah, no, and just draw like a symbol, like one of the ones of like, you know, don't like this is like, yeah, this is a safe spot. Don't fucking fuck with it.
If you truly want the Thieves' Cant, you'll do the do not rob, and then you'll do home.
Yeah. So I more or less do that. This guy's been nice to us, and he's been able to do plenty of work. I just don't want, like, you know, because Jaden, you say that all it takes is one enterprising thief to pull off a big job.
One absolute.
To be fair, if you're marking this on the lead tent, there's not really that much valuable here. Probably potentially the most valuable thing here would be the stamp.
Still,
Because that would let you essentially forge documents, but
yeah, still, Thrawn's not about that life.
it's like
so...
it would be the storehouse is where they keep everything.
Okay, well then I will also mark it there. Thrawn's gonna be marking shit everywhere of do not steal. every building we come across.
Further, like, after this-
funny looks drawing graffiti on buildings in mud.
You know,
Berno
Thrawn,
like
like
pokes
you-
his staff into like
Thrawn's.
Jesus. Thrawn's like when he's like kneeled down writing this stuff, he like pokes his fucking staff into like the back of one of his heels, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
No, I'm just, you know, I'm just marking it. So this is something that I learned while I was in Ravana. It's
Learned from the
No.
dogs.
What? No, what are you talking about? I learned it in Ravana.
Uh-huh.
Basically, this is like a shorthand that criminals use, and this guy has been
he's been nice to us. He's been cordial enough, and this place seems important. So basically,
Whilst you're explaining it, is anyone else in the group that Ferner would know to that like have a semi-criminal backstory? Is Taryn the only one I can think of the top of my head, or is that just because Kale always plays?
He
Oh,
does
okay,
have,
good,
He does
good.
have rogue.
Let's fight your great granddad. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But yes. So I give that brief explanation. I stand up and like dust myself off. All right,
Ferno
lads,
looks over to Taryn to like, you know, when you're like looking for a friend to like give you either like a shrug or like a yeah they're talking like truth. That's what he does. He like just looks over to Taryn and he's like,
Crazy, right?
I look at him and goes, "You've done the simple wrong. That one's skewed. It doesn't read that much. It does."
Ferno slaps his face and just keeps walking forward. Then.
Oh well, it'll do for now.
No, it's
I'm not a criminal, so I don't have much experience doing it.
You probably don't need to do it on the.
Oh no, we've broken into plenty of people's houses.
Yeah.
Right, and with that one thing, like, even though Ferno's essentially a wimp, he just, like, grabs Sharir and he tries to drag him as best he can so he can get everyone to shut the fuck up before we incriminate ourselves.
Okay, how likely is like that
To the
gonna happen
storehouse.
though?
To the storehouse.
I've got a -1 to strength, so it's probably like pulling a full-grown tree where you just, like, tug at a branch and
I've
it
got a
gets pulled.
13 in strength, but I probably weigh a shit ton for being made out of metal.
He's on a 45-degree angle, and you're not.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
lads, let's go to the
Are you done?
storeroom. Like literally, he stopped for like 5 seconds to do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just him crouched down like for 30 seconds and everyone crouched around him like, bro, that's trash. Bro, do you even know how to write in Thieves' Camp?
Bro.
It was very brief. By the time the rest of you probably exited the fucking tent after me, it was probably already done. But yes, I'm making my way to the storehouse.
Alright. Yeah, it is. If you remember going down the mine, there was like a little storeroom about halfway down to the relay.
Okay, yeah.
It was also along this path actually that you found Sharia, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
point at the hole where like the little cracker goes, oh yeah, actually, Theo, look in there. That's where we found Sharia. Good times.
Sharia
Yes.
pushes Throdgar would definitely push Theo in this situation, because isn't it a fucking like it's a hole onto like a small bit of like dirt
Well,
that
he's
eventually
not
leads
here.
down to the...
Well, I
It was
mean,
comfortable. It was
actually,
comfortable 1,000 years or so.
Yeah, have you got any personal effects you left behind, Sharia?
I'll have a quick look. Anything in there? Shane?
Roll a D100.
Oh my god, you could see the impression of where he was in the rock.
Hey, there's one of my teeth.
He
Alrighty.
slots in perfectly. It's actually...
But yeah. So you go through to the storeroom. It's a guard that's outside of it actually. He's just kind of standing around. He's not like, out of attention or something like that. He's kind of just lazily leaning back against the wall and watches as you guys approach.
Hail and well met. Here for some equipment.
Got a slip?
Obviously. Yep, hand in the piece of paper.
Alright, easy enough. He turns around and he unlocks the storeroom and opens up. He's like, take what you need. You got your pick at it. Foreman
What's in it?
likes you, I assume.
Not my word, sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
You've got your pick.
Oh,
What else is in there?
Cool. I walk in and grab only the... You guys can explore more. I grab only the things that I asked for.
you
Yeah,
know,
I
I
just
give
wait
the lanterns
outside.
a-
Mostly basic tools. There's nothing too
Yeah.
extravagant in here. There's like
Yeah.
picks, mattocks, there's some rope, there's lanterns, there's
you
fuel,
grab
there's
the
torches.
lantern, or am I doing it?
I walk in, I grab it, and I give it to you.
Thank you.
Look, there might be times where you can't have that on. If need be, you can just hold one of our hands. And I kind of like look at the other guys, like, yep, right, guys, yeah.
Hmm?
You can just hold our hands if you're too scared in the Underdark.
But yeah, so this
Yeah.
is essentially one of those lanterns. you can either have it on, it just like sheds light like a normal lantern around you, or you can block 3 sides and there's like a magnifying glass
Yeah.
that
He'll
like sheds light forwards like a
he
flashlight.
will flick it to like every setting a couple times just so he can like he can like get the motor correct. Like he knows exactly which way to flip it when he needs it in a moment's notice. And then like he'll look towards Thrawn and be like, "Scared? This is gonna be the greatest time. Oh, I'm so ready. Am I still the scout? I'm still the scout, right?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Saying to Charon, but if he goes off and falls into a crevasse on his own, are we leaving?
All right. I will say, and then Theo pulls out. He grabs like he's probably got like this tiny little like bag on the side of his hip that just has a couple things in it. Probably the badge is on top of it. He pulls out like this small horn and he goes, "If you hear me blow this horn at any moment, you need to come to me right away. That is the I am in danger, I'm going to die horn, okay?" And he
Okay.
stuffs
you
it
can
back.
die. Don't worry about it.
That's alright. I should be
I'm
fine.
gonna grab 100 feet of rope. You might
I
need it.
swapped out cure wounds with daylight.
Okay, cool. We have potions.
Yep, I've also got lay on hand, so I don't really have to worry about it.
Do you hand out any of the potions? Because if I'm gonna scout, I would really love a potion.
Cool.
A scout, I
Everyone
get
add one-
scouted.
Everyone add 1 greater healing potion to your inventory.
Okay, that should be.
I'll hold
everything.
on to both antidotes.
Yeah, I probably don't need the antidote, just the potion. It was great, all right.
Yes.
Yeah. I imagine. Theo is just ready. He's ready to go. He's like, "Oh, when do I get in there?"
Okay, yeah, Feanor, Feanor, I've been playing too much of my other campaign.
So just to
Cool.
clarify, sorry, the greater healing potions would be 44 hit points plus
Yeah.
4 is what they heal, and your restoration potions would be what they are more so than antidotes, because they do more than just poison. It
Yeah, I can
basically does what the spell restoration does.
Are we doing rules as written potions where it's an action to drink a potion for yourself?
Yes, I was going to ask that too.
Yeah.
Because
Are
I'm
we doing
okay with it. I feel like it helps balance it out.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we did the
It-
first time we used it to save Thronegar's life.
Because it's like at least the way I've always used it, it's kind of like when a mage, like a cleric, casts a healing spell. It still uses a turn. It just like makes clerics less valuable if you can do it in a bonus action.
Like a cleric could be less valuable. Never mind.
Fucking, you're gonna say that shit, and then like Sharia's gonna die, and Zach's gonna come back as like a Storm Tempest like wizard or some shit. And sorcerer, and just gonna be doing 2 double lightning fireballs at max damage and just fucking kill everything.
He's got the Tempest Cleric where he just takes max damage for every lightning spell.
Yeah.
Feels bad. Alright, yeah. So I've got 1 potion of healing.
Yeah.
Now how far do you want me to scout? Because I don't really mind how far I have to scout.
We'll determine that once we actually get into a place.
Alright.
So you go through that little like water place that they were building the temple. The place has been like thoroughly demolished. There's not really any remnants of it left, and there's an actual walkway across the water that's been made, so you're not having to wade through knee-deep water anymore. So it's like you go in, you go deeper down into the tunnel past where the 2 mimic doors were, and then the
Fucking
relay.
mimic doors, you piece of shit.
God,
Yeah,
watching you guys enact that entire plan to like burst through the doors only to immediately, as soon as you touch the door, it's like,
Ragnar and I are like, we're gonna open these doors at the same time. 3, 2, we got
it's like, and you realize just a moment too late that the bar across the doors is actually attached to the door. And just the, oh fuck. But anyways, so you go through there. At no point in the tunnel is there actually doors anymore. the room that once had the relay is gone. Like, the giant crystal has been shattered and all the place has been stripped clean. There's no longer, like, crystals and whatnot around the walls. They've all been stripped clean.
Someone looted it.
It is essentially a barren, like, rock cavern now.
Alright, lads. And can we see the big gaping hole into the fucking Underdark?
Yes, you can. It's probably about a 90-foot high drop. It's a mostly sheer cliff down.
Okay.
Good thing I got extra rope.
Yeah.
Someone dies, I can revive them.
Yeah. Let's tie this off. Yeah. Theo, look, here's your time to prove your worth. You're gonna go down first. That's it.
Push.
And if you
Making a segue for us,
survive,
boy.
no, he's operating as our scout. Like, get down there, secure whatever area there is down there while the rest of us make our way down.
Incredible. I will do the lantern to dim.
The
just so that I can.
Place
Well, actually,
is slightly lit. It's not
Yeah.
like
oh, okay. So
you
it's
know,
not
daylight kind of lit, but there's generally like a kind of indigo glow.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
a long, like, massive tunnel that it opens up into, and you're coming in from like the side of the tunnel, basically.
Do we have? Are we propelling rope, or are we just like going for it?
I would say we're going to do rope because Taran brought the extra rope. He brought 100 feet of rope
and the climbing equipment specifically for this.
yeah, well, he brought
I have
100
a
feet of
fucking-
rope. So
If you're going down first, you want to borrow these? I just, like, have my hand with the
In
goggles
pulley
and that.
system, I have the stuff for pulley systems. We can
Jesus.
literally lower someone down if we need to.
I know,
There
but
is
do you want to
already
borrow...
infrastructure built around the place for you guys to like set up rope and all that, like to tie off. It's not just you have to find a random boulder nearby. They do have like spiked into the ground a post that you can use.
and,
You
and I'm
want,
not gonna
like,
lie, I wasn't
borrow-
saying like, and I'm assuming Jay, when you say like it's a pretty shit cliff. I didn't think we would just lower him all the way directly to the bottom. I assumed he would still be on the side, but we're gonna send him down first.
You want
I
to borrow
assumed I was
these
going all the way
goggles
down.
now? You want to borrow these
go-
goggles tonight, Theo?
If you want to give them, well, not give them to me, but let me borrow them, I'll do it. I'll use
I'll
it.
let you
It'll
borrow
make
them,
it easier.
just pass them back when I get down there.
Incredible. Wait, are they attunable?
You don't need Jimmy for them.
Okay. And what do they do?
They give
They
you
give
60
you
feet of
dark
vision.
vision.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't use the lantern. I'll just put
Well-
it on for a moment.
Shedding light with lanterns, everything in the Underdark that can see you, all that. Like, bright light.
It's not bright light, it'll be dim light. And Theo has a lot of perception, so I can offshoot. I can compensate for the lack of vision I have.
Yeah.
I am still a very good scout. I assumed I was going all the way down.
And as you go out more into the tunnel and you get like a better view of everything around, you can see essentially some of it goes more or less uphill, like a 30-degree incline, and more of it goes downhill. For the most part, there's like a little bit of glowing bioluminescence sort of flora along the ground, but there mostly seems to be it's something in the ceiling is essentially like it's a really bright glow that kind of illuminates the dim cavern. There's like great blue and purple, almost jelly looking kind of substances on the ceiling that seem to be emitting the light.
All right. Okay, that's good.
Glowworms.
Do I see like? Do I just see?
So as you climb down, you get a decent view on your way down of each direction in the tunnel. There's essentially one direction, we'll say left, facing into the tunnel. That the one that leads uphill is... Hang on, I might actually turn off the fog of war. Essentially, one, you can see it leads to like a mountain peak sort of thing. Not like a mountain peak, but
A
a
peak.
crest.
Yeah.
It's like a sort of two-pronged crest. You can see beyond it, there's a stronger glow, like sort of emanating from underneath it, but you can't see over it, obviously.
Yeah, so I'd have to get
It's
closer to see it.
Yeah, it's sort of a crest. Let's do red because that's horrible. So it's like if you guys are here, there's basically a big cavern that runs this way. You can see this direction here goes on for about as long as you can see. There's a fog in the tunnel, you can't quite see what's all the way down there. And then over here, there's like a sort of like this kind of shape, like two-pronged crest.
Okay. Is this at the bottom or is this where? So
That's like at the bottom. The tunnel goes in those two directions.
okay. Am I at the bottom now?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll say
Like that's what you've
when we
seen
say,
on your way down. I'm assuming you've been like looking around
Yeah.
rather than. It's not a particularly difficult climb.
We'll when you get to the bottom, we would have said like, with your lantern or whatever, just like flash the light a couple times so that we are aware.
I will
You got to
close
the
my
bottom.
eyes and then flash the light a couple times because if I flash, because I assume it has to be bright light so you can actually like see. But if
Oh, I was
have
gonna say just
dark-
aim the lantern at us and
Yeah.
open the.
Or you could just
door.
swing the rope around and try and make it wave a bit.
No, no.
It would be a
anyway,
bit long for that.
Yeah, well, we always see it. I'm assuming, Jaden.
Yeah. It's
Cool.
like it's a red glow amongst a bunch of purple,
Cool.
essentially.
Lads, let's make our way down. And so we're going to do.
While
go down.
they're
I'll bring
coming
up- yeah.
down, I want to scout up. Can I ping on this? I can. I want to scout up here. I want to stealth.
Yeah.
I want to stealth.
It is probably like a 10-minute venture over there.
Okay,
It's
that's
not
10
like
minutes, don't worry.
immediately right next to you, sort of thing.
Then I'll wait here. But is
It's
there,
a couple hundred meters away.
while I'm looking around, is there anything off? Like, I'm looking.
There's
Yeah, I'm
not
looking
a whole lot. It's what you know about the Underdark is it's not as vivid and full of flora as you would expect. It's more there's essentially like little wisps of this purple kind of grass-like substance. As like you walk around in it, it kind of like leans in towards you, sort of like some kind of sea life, but there's not really any kind of crazy animals or anything. You can see like, there's some sort of insects that seem to be burrowing around in the grass and whatnot. But for the most part, the place is mostly like stone floor. It's not exactly like you're walking on a lush field.
Yeah.
It's, for the Underdark, a pretty barren cavern.
Yeah. So there's no like big movements. It's mostly like small movements from insects and the like.
Yeah, you can't quite see what's down in this direction. You can kind of make out a shape down the end, not like a living shape, but just through the fog, there's essentially. Oh my god, please help! I've got a little pop-up thing that won't go away.
Good luck.
Ping everyone. There we go.
That's all you.
It went away. But it's like, you know what? It's gonna be white. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I accept this.
Right.
But like, you can see essentially there's just like a level silhouette in the distance through the fog.
All right. Once everybody gets down, I will hand off the dark vision because you said it was to the
We get to the
like
bottom.
once we got to the bottom,
Yeah.
and I'll just go back to my normal human vision.
Well, Sarah, did you find any tracks? Has anyone been around this area lately?
Do you want me to check for that? I was just checking for movement or enemies, but I can check for that. But there's not really much. Only like a couple of insects, no big movements. It's a stone floor, so the likelihood of anyone showing tracks is quite low, unless they're big creatures, which we would be able to see. But if you want, I can take a closer look.
Yeah, maybe if you could.
If you want, you can do a survival check. I'll say at disadvantage, given that you're essentially searching through fauna that you're unfamiliar with.
Unfamiliar with? Yeah, that's okay. My survival. I'm so glad I switched my proficiencies to survival for my Whispers of the Dead
Hey,
ability, which is I'm glad I did. Incredible, a 10 at disadvantage.
oh, that's actually pretty lousy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really find any indication of anything that's traveled along here. Again, it's mostly stone. The grass seems to move, so it's not exactly like there's like bent grass or anything
Yeah.
that you can find. It seems more or less resilient, like even when you guys step on it, you bend it and then it kind of just stands back up straight again.
I doubt we'll be able to find any tracks of any sort without using magical means.
No.
No, good work. Good work.
So there's two ways. I want to peer up at the two-pronged crest. I just want to see what's below because I saw some light. But we've also got to the right. Which way would you prefer?
Look, might as well. What do we reckon, lads? Ferno, what do you think? We're down here to investigate stuff. Should we head over towards this like mountain range, or over into this open space?
I was essentially buried pretty close by. Would I seen like some of the terrain? Because like it takes like more than a couple thousand years then for terrain to move this much underground, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so
At least you would assume so, unless the Underdark has some kind of wildly different rule.
yeah.
It's like
So,
the difference between like the
would-
lithosphere.
I'm just wondering,
and
like,
then-
would I? Sorry, let you finish first.
You don't recognize anything
Okay.
around here.
It's
Sorry.
also just been a fucking long ass time since you were down here.
Oh, how long was it?
To be fair, for Sharir, it was probably, like, perspectively, it's probably only, like, a couple decades that he's lived since he was in the facility. Because he was essentially dormant for 1,000 years. So even though it has been a long passage of time, it's not like he's trying to remember something from thousands of years ago.
I suppose.
But no, this place is generally not familiar.
Not a
Anytime you were
vibe.
transported from the... Well, when you were eventually transported from the facility, it was in a box.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really have any idea of terrain. You'd only recognize the facility if you ever found it again.
Facility, eh? Let's find that.
Yeah, that can be on our list of things to find.
I mean,
Well,
I'd like.
What about you, Taran? What do you reckon? My bet's that maybe we visit the closer thing, and then if it doesn't bear anything, we go the other way. But it could also just be walking over to look at some rocks, which may waste our
Johnny
time.
Trocard here. He would love that.
Yes, it's best time we go look at some rocks.
Oh, it's just
We're
like I
debating this. He's
remember.
already running at the rocks. Come on,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Problem?
Yeah. Alright. So you guys headed over towards that then?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it helps, I rolled a natural 20 on a survival check, but I don't know if that's going to do anything for us. So
Oh,
Were you
fuck
the one that did actually study the Underdark, or?
Yeah.
I do have studies within the Underdark, but that only resulted in me learning certain creatures. I don't know if I know. Do I, Jaden? Would I know
So
anything?
was that survival check? Was that you trying to like find tracks, or what was that actually in the aim of? If you want to make a roll in future, let me know what you're doing before you roll.
No, fair enough. I was sort of just like, let's just roll that, and then I can justify it once I remember what we were looking at, because I zoned out for a little bit. Sorry, I've got a blink
just
hound, a
blatantly
displacer
lie.
beast, a giant scourge, a mourner, and a shambling mound. So with the creatures, do I learn anything more broadly about the Underdark itself that wouldn't just be like common knowledge, or?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's like you're more familiar with like these aspects of the fauna.
Mm.
To some extent, you would know like what kind of terrain they live
And
in.
marks and stuff, yeah. Does any of the stuff that we're heading to with the rocks give anything away? I don't think so.
Yeah, not really. This isn't where you would find any of these.
Stuff yet. Okay.
Sweet. But yeah, so we're gonna head over there. We're gonna be just kind of, I reckon, at least Thorn's gonna be keeping an eye out for any like larger creatures, anything that, especially anything brain related. He's kind of really fucking sick and tired of dealing with those dickheads. But yeah,
What's the formation we would like to take? How far do you want me in front? How far, or do we want to be
yes.
together?
I'm probably.
If you
Like-
guys want, I can chuck your characters on here.
That's alright.
do
I
not
say
have
we
a
go
character.
together.
I'll probably be first in line. If someone's going to be next to me as well.
I'll go to the mid.
I'll bring up the rear.
Am I scouting ahead, or are we doing this together?
No, we'll get you to scout. That's kind of been your role. So
Yeah.
I'd say you'd be like 60 feet ahead of us, like not so far that like I think with our dark vision we would technically still be able to see you.
Yeah.
But like we can't see anything of like beyond that. So
Because the like I can stealth, but if I'm within 60 feet of you,
if you want to go further off, then I'm okay with that.
I think I can go a little bit further off. I've got the horn, so if anything really bad happens, you guys know I'm in trouble. So
I know I can only control. No, I can't control my character. No. He fucking sprints off, lads. He's over at the rocks.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go! Look at me go from the top ropes! He's gonna do it!
Like,
I can
I
can you
continue.
not
will.
control your character?
I don't
No,
think I can. Oh, I can.
But no, Harrison. If you wanna go off like pretty far ahead and scout, then that's fine.
I'll
Yeah.
just be in front of the rest of the party because.
I'll
Like-
take up the rear.
Makes sense, BRB.
Okay, sweet.
Hang on, I think I know what I've done here. So, Thrawn. So you should be able to control Thrawn now.
Yes.
Can everyone else control their character?
Yep.
Alright, sweet. But yeah, so if you guys just want to like move into more or less the order you walk in, I'll just assume that that's how you guys go around from now on.
Yeah.
And if there's like a space, like if Theodore's like way ahead of everyone by 30 feet,
I'm just
put
gonna.
him like 30 feet ahead or whatever.
Yeah, I was just so I think because 60 is the distance of your dark vision.
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
70 feet, I can stealth, but I won't be stealthing very much because I will probably have the lantern out. But it'll be like it'll be the same sort of stealth as like I am very aware of the light that I have, so I'm shining the light in ways that if someone was to come around the corner, they wouldn't see a light first. If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I'm
you're more or less like aiming it down sort of thing, so
Yeah.
it doesn't just kind of fly off into the distance.
And then using my 8 perception to like use. I'm mostly using like I'm listening mostly, which is why I also want to be a little bit further away, so that I
Okay,
can't
that's
hear
fair.
you guys. Anyway, that's what
Okay.
I would like to do. So I'm going to be 70 feet away.
Alright, so you're 70 feet ahead. You're going to approach the crest.
I would like to.
Alrighty. So I'm going to assume that it's Theodore that gets there first. I'm assuming you just walk up to the edge to look over.
Yep. Cautiously. Actually, no. Wait. Yes, cautiously.
Cautiously. Alright.
Cautiously. Always
So-
cautiously.
You kind of creep forwards and along the edge, and as you kind of... It's like, it's a steep sort of thing. It's almost like kind of like Pride Rock sort of over jutting a cliff. As you kind of crawl over, you can see looking down is a massive cavern. You can see over the fog, there's sort of like streams of it that are kind of billowing down from the ceiling, but they just, for the most part, pool along the floor. You can see over the fog though, because it's not the entire ceiling, there's you could probably guess roughly a couple kilometers away, there's would be the closest of some massive structures they're very much not human-looking structures. They kind of bear some of the markings of like stuff lives there, because you know you can see there's like little gaps and there's lights and whatnot that look like buildings with lights, but it's essentially, it looks probably more akin to a nest than it does to a building. But
And
these
is
things
a-
would be all like, they would be the size of small cities essentially, that you can see in the distance. The
It is-
closest one would be a couple miles away. No, it would be probably about a mile away, and then the next one that you see behind that would be a couple more miles away. And they seem to be essentially what the glowing is coming from. It's very clearly like very bright glows. They illuminate the area around them like a city in the dark kind of thing.
Yeah. Very nice. But it is a giant cavern, like a
Yes, massive. Like almost, if you look far, like you can't see the other side of the cavern.
Yep.
It eventually disappears into fog.
any immediate danger I see.
And you do see from not the closest one. What's your passive perception?
18.
Is 18. You do notice that there is one more place that you can see that's probably about 3/4 of a mile away. That's more off to the left side of the cavern. It doesn't immediately strike you because there's no glowing or anything like that. It looks essentially similar in structure to these things, a little more industrial looking, like it's a little more cubic in shape, but there is no glowing or anything coming from it. You do notice in the furthest of the three, though, there's suddenly a bright, like, purple flash, like a distant kind of gleam, almost like a star suddenly, that's there for probably a couple of seconds until you realize it's growing larger and larger and coming closer. Could you please give me a dexterity save?
It's the emo version of Eye of Sauron.
I would love to give you a dexterity save.
Bro just got fireball.
13. Not that great. Not that great.
I
Sorry,
love the
sorry.
idea
13.
that
Dexterity save at advantage, I should say.
At advantage.
Because you do have a couple seconds to see
That's
it
much
approaching,
better.
essentially.
22.
22.
I have evasion, so this actually probably should be fine.
Okay, excellent. So as it gets closer, you realize that's not just a flash, that is essentially a massive beam that is coming, and it's like,
Oh no.
it keeps growing and growing and growing. You manage to throw yourself back. Believe it or not, at advantage, you just make the check.
Ooh.
But as you throw yourself back down the cliff, you kind of roll as this beam tears through the peak that you were in. You can feel as you kind of like scrabble in the grass, it almost like pulls you in.
Yep.
It's almost like it's got its own gravity well, as some of the peak kind of breaks free and gets sucked into it and completely destroyed.
Our skies
Thankfully,
behind him.
because of-
Holy fuck!
Whoa! Yeah. And it like shoots straight through off into the distance, and you can kind of see like the cavern wall up ahead. There's like a big kind of burst of light. Where is the... Sorry, it's been a while since I've used Roll20. I'm just trying to...
So just to clarify, Harrison's on this. Oh, why can't I? There we go. Ping everyone. Harrison's on this thing here.
Yep.
And
Yep.
obviously it's a double point cliff because someone else has not moved out fast enough, and that's the hole that it's carved. Fuck.
Yep.
Which is what I was about to emphasize. This place now looks a little more
But
like this
to
after
preview,
that.
I'm on hunt. Do I? Yep. Was there? So it was a dexterity save. Was it like if you succeed, you take half damage?
Correct.
Okay.
So
I have
because of your
evasion.
evasion, you take no
I,
damage,
I take no damage. Okay. Yep.
which is very lucky for you, by the way.
Yes. This is why I scout, baby. This is why I'm the scout.
Oh my god, we've
how
got a new
far-
guy and he's immediately exploded.
How far away is
Oh.
the rest of the group?
Good.
The rest of the group would be, I think, you were probably there for about 10 seconds. They would have been just at the base of it when it went off.
Okay.
It's no one else was caught like in the line of fire, but there would have been like you would have felt a sort of like staticky feeling go through your hair as it flew past.
Incredible. Yeah, so guys, I won't say we should go this way. We shouldn't go this way.
Right.
That seems to be
As
where all
I
the
see it
action's
go
at.
past,
Do not go up there at all.
Okay. Actually, can
can I do a check?
What did you see while you were there?
I will get out I will like pull out probably just a dagger. It's stone floor, right? Actually, do I just have pen and paper because it'd be easier for you?
That's the thing. I was gonna say. We might even be able to get you to draw it so that we can.
Does anybody have paper and pens? Because I do not.
I do have a writing kit, so I pass you some of my stuff. For writing
So
supplies.
I talk while I draw. I'm like, it was an incredibly big cavern. I saw 3 complexes. The furthest one away was the one who fired that at me, and it probably because there's no way that you could tell that it was like that I was poking out unless it was an automatic thing. So it's not like somebody attacking. That's most likely a defense for coming into the cavern. I could already feel it when I dodged it. If I hadn't have dodged it, I would not be here right now.
Well, here's the thing. If that's an automatic defense thing that just lit up an entire chasm, they're going to be sending out someone to check out what activated it.
Would they though? Like, let's think about this. This is the Underdark with a bunch of like scary shit everywhere. If you have something automated that kills the scary shit before it gets to you, wouldn't you at some point get complacent?
What if you lived in the
Oh,
fucking
like they
Underdark,
did
bro?
attack like how long ago, right?
Theodore will take out one of his torches. He will strike it to make a flame, and then he'll like throw it over the edge because he wants to see if it's light that it's targeting or if it's targeting people.
Good idea.
So I will like throw the torch over the thing and see if it gets hit, and then I'm like, everybody, literally,
Yeah, I'm
stand
running
the
back.
fuck back.
It's now obviously getting their attention now.
DM, whilst this happens, Ferno, now that he's focusing on it, can I do an Arcana roll to see if I know any like magic or stuff on it?
Sure. I'm assuming that's what that 18 is.
Yes.
Can I do a...
Really don't know what could have made that.
Okay.
There's like that's not small fry magic. That is like hell. Even some like big beams is something that like a beholder is well known for. This is like well beyond that.
I do like a history or Arcana check just to see if I remember anything from like battles, seeing this something similar to that kind of magnitude.
Yeah, you can give me history.
It's borrowed it, but that's an 8.
Yeah. You don't really remember. It's like you've seen some pretty big explosions and whatnot in the war and stuff, but it's like
too confusing.
Big purple staticky gravity beams would be a new one for you.
Yeah.
Has 10
Just
seconds.
I was just gonna say, sorry to interrupt. Just a heads up for all. I'll probably want to head off in about 20 or so.
Yep.
Alright.
Do I feel or hear the beam go off if it's been like 10 seconds?
So as you throw the torch over, you kind of watch it go over the crest and
Gotta say.
nothing.
Okay, it's probably tracking creatures.
Hold up.
Would anyone like to poke over and have a look?
Can I cast Mage Hand and just have a Mage Hand out there?
That's actually
Sure.
probably good.
I am going to actually have like a book out, just like sketching him like from the drawing that he gave us, and like keeping notes of the facts of like there's like a civilization here that seems to have like high level like capacity magic, and like, just like making notes and stuff like that.
Jaden.
Yes.
Actually, sorry, Sharia, you go first, and then if we want, whilst you're doing that, Ferno brings up to the group. He brings out his bag of holding, and he goes, so if it's not a mage hand, I can also potentially do animate dead, and get us a little dead man, and I can send him up to the cliff,
We've
so he
also
can
got the dead
die
horse.
again.
Wait,
We have a dead horse?
Yeah, my skeleton horse.
It's technically not a dead horse, it's technically a familiar.
Yeah.
Uh,
Funny as saying it that way though.
Wait, you.
Yeah, send the
you can-
familiar up. See if it gets fucking disintegrated.
But does the Mage Hand work first?
Yeah.
Test the mage hand.
Yep, just because I'm
Alright.
just keeping it like 30 feet up there, so it can target it while I'm like still behind cover.
Okay. So you send the mage hand up to hover over the edge.
Mm.
It hovers there for about 30 seconds before you rule that nothing seems to be happening.
Alright.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the.
do we have to do one?
Here's the thing. Was it charging up? Like, then it just needs time to
Oh,
charge up again multiple times, or?
I doubt it because the like think of it this way: it is a giant cavern. There has got to be insects and shit down here. If it's charging up, it would fire itself at every little thing it can, and then people would just be getting through. There'd be no point in it.
I'm just casting to reread it, but I
That
don't.
means
I'm
they
not
got a
casting
shit ton of
us.
magic somehow, which is kind of more worrying.
Look, we'll circle back to it. We'll go the other way, but maybe a similar thing that we noticed with the mind flayers, they were able to detect us based on like I don't know, reading their mind energy. Like they could sense us through walls and stuff. So perhaps it's something similar to that.
Was there any
Yeah.
way to shut it off, or is it just like as long as you're alive?
Not that we could find.
They
Fine.
could. I forget which one of you did it, but essentially they can detect thoughts.
Yeah. So it might be something similar. Alexa hasn't reacted to magic. It hasn't reacted to light. My thought process is that this is something else. They're like reacting to other stimuli, and it might be our brain juice.
Well,
We have any brain stuff? Can we just send up someone's familiar?
I think you're the only one with a familiar.
you are the only
But
one.
I've got a dead thing that doesn't have a brain.
I also only have dead things that don't have a brain, champ.
Jaden
But
literally just said you it isn't dead.
Yeah,
It
Not
just
it's
looks
a
like a skeletal
familiar.
horse.
It's
And-
technically more along the lines of like fate in nature.
And
Okay.
if you said it out loud, Theo would be like, "It's not dead. That it doesn't have a soul. It's not undead."
It takes 10 minutes for me to cast the Bind Familiar.
Nah,
Alright.
just leave it.
Alright.
Works.
That's the ritual caster, right?
That's just
Yeah,
in general casting time.
I don't think it's
Okay.
that important to like do this because we can't. I don't think we have anything in our disposal right now to get past this. So we could just go back.
Yeah.
We have a Throdgar.
I
Oh,
cannot stress this enough.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm joking.
But no, okay. Okay, let's head the other way and let's try and cover our tracks in case they do send out a raiding party like we thought.
Just keep.
Yeah. Let's head back, lads.
Um,
And we're gonna start heading back down the other direction. Or at least that's what I'm voting to do.
um, And so with the first explosion when it was going to attack me, did it feel loud? Did it send a tremor out? Or was it like
when it impacted?
yes?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I want to be on. As cautious as I was before. Now I'm like, there is a very high chance that things felt that and thus are coming towards us, not outside, inside. So I would like to keep my ear out because I cannot see.
Okay. Sure. Alright, well, we're now back in tunnel. Okay, so is everyone in agreement on going the opposite direction then?
Yeah, at least for now.
Yeah, that's all good. Okay. So it goes on for like miles through the fog. You had a better view of it when you were climbing down. You could see, like, it went on for about as far as you could see climbing down, but in here, it's like you can see probably about maybe like 300 feet through the fog. So it's a
Yep.
lot of. You can't exactly see where you're going. You go for. Well, it's probably 2 or 3 hours, somewhere around that range, before you come into sight of essentially that silhouette that you could see earlier starts to come more into sight as a very intentionally built level silhouette, and as you get closer you do notice it's much more akin to a wall. Well, it is a wall, it's just flat out a wall.
Can I? So, man-made wall, not like a natural formation.
Correct.
Cool. What's the
It's-
surroundings
can-
like? Is it the same like? Is it the same like long corridor, but or has it come out and like?
There's a little bit of structures around the base. You can see, it seems like there's some kind of. It's closer to like the wall in Attack on Titan.
Yep.
There's not so much gates that lead out or anything like that. It's more just you can make out some smaller structures around the base. There seems to be some distant movement on top. You can see there's pulley systems and essentially elevators that go up and down the wall.
Can I see anything that would? Can I see anything that would? Not police, but like. I'm just looking for things, people, movement. Or is it abandoned?
You can see movement. Like at this point, I'm assuming you're checking this from when it first comes into vision. You're
Yeah.
probably a couple 100 meters away, so
Yeah.
it's like you can't make out the specifics, but it's like you can in general see like there's the moving of lights that indicate that there's people walking around on top, and there's a bit of light in the small structures at the bottom.
I will wait for everyone else to catch up to me. And I'll be like, does anybody know of a city, or are we in uncharted territory?
Well,
History check,
my
if I can.
Yeah. My people talked about the fact that there were cities of the Drow underneath in the Underdark, but there weren't really very many records on it.
History check
at
if I
least-
fought any of these Underdark races. These fuckers that can't stand sunlight.
You wouldn't have been involved directly with anything. Like, most
Involved
of
in
what you've been involved in the war would have been, like, on the part of dwarves, more so than elves. So the drow aren't something that you're intimately familiar with.
What about Durga?
What about
Like
what's that?
the
Durga.
Underdark
It's like
dwarves.
gate dwarves.
Not so much. They weren't really a thing back when you were fighting.
There wasn't racism yet.
Um,
There wasn't thrones.
now that we can see the wall, how well constructed does it appear to be? Like, does this seem like this was a massive undertaking done by like skilled masons, or does this feel like a natural formation that they've just like put some armaments on top of?
It is a big thing by masons. like you can very clearly make out it's essentially a big miles-long wall that is being built from one side of the tunnel to the other.
Hmm. Well, that's what
It's like it's sort of alien looking, like it's very much not human or dwarvish make or anything like that. It's like a black stone. It doesn't look like big bricks put together on the wall. It looks almost like it's essentially like massive smooth slabs the length of the wall.
I
and
say
then
we
there was
just.
nothing else in this space. We just came down and it was this long tunnel, and you either go one way, and it was like the double peaked mountains, and this way. There weren't any other like smaller passages or anything that along this path. This was just like a channel that was cut out.
Correct. It's naturally formed. It's not like it's been
Oh yeah,
dug
yeah.
out or anything like that, but yeah, pretty much.
And there, like it comes up to like what does it open up into like an open plain kind of thing like before the wall, or is this are we coming to the edge of it and now there's like a big empty space and that's how we see the wall going in miles in either direction, or does it go almost
Sorry,
all the way up to the wall?
Sorry, I think I wasn't 100% clear. So the entire cavern is probably about 3 or 4 miles wide.
Okay,
It's not like a narrow tunnel or anything like that. It's a massive superstructure.
Okay. Well, lads, what do we think? One way, there's giant death beams. This way, there's going to be inhabitants of the Underdark who, legends say at least, and from our own experience, aren't the friendliest. What do we want to try and do?
I say
Well-
we just.
What'd you say, sorry?
No, I say we just. We can just we can either stealth up to this new encampment, the wall, or we could just walk up and talk to them. If it gets really bad, we can either run away or kill them all.
I thought we're good guys.
Either
We're
way,
the
we're
good
gonna be
guys,
wanted
right?
down here.
Oh,
Well,
Ferno, basically any of the races that live down here are evil. They're just evil.
If
Their
they are-
alignment in the book says so. So they have to all be evil.
I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, it's called the Dungeon Masters, the Monster Manual that I found in the Gemsmiths.
Gemsmith just have information on the meta world.
Theo, with a straight face, literally responds then. It's just like, well, if they attack us, it's no roll, it's barred.
Yeah, that's fair.
Warden
Well-
Khan, I suppose, is technically written as a person that's studying creatures.
Yeah, Mordenkainen's a person in the world, so.
We could probably make this decision and then cap it off there, because then all the good actions saved for right at the beginning of next one. We hopefully have Matt back. I say the wall personally. I feel like it's time we go meet some people.
Who here has like proficiency in stealth?
Me.
Me.
Um,
3 rogues.
Yeah.
I have a +2 on my dex.
I have a +4, but I don't have proficiency.
That's not
Okay.
bad.
It might, if we want to reveal ourselves, so to speak, so that, to do that, it might be worth at least some of us hanging back a little bit or stealthing more to the sides and stuff.
Wait, hold up, sorry. Ferno literally interrupts Thrawn as he's explaining this, and he's like, put us inside Morrick's mini mansion. Because then one of you can carry us. And if you need us, hopefully you can just remake the mini
I
mansion.
get what
We
you're
get
saying,
crushed
but
inside of that?
No, we get shrunk.
If we're just trying to stealth our way up, then we'll just put it in we can do that. But if we're trying to reveal ourselves, and judging if these people are good or bad, then I would say it would be best to not reveal our total number just yet. See how the initial group is received, and if need be, we can rush in and help any attack, defend against any aggressors, and help end the retreat. But if they're met well, then we'll be able to just come up as well and be like, "Oh, we're another group. Those were our friends, and they were ahead of us."
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. All right. I agree.
Okay. But then we're calling it there then. So the plan will be to have our non-stealthy people walk up to the gate, because let's be honest, Thorgard's just going to walk up and go, "Let me in."
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
So
We should lock Throdgar in Morok's mini mansion right now and make that a canonical event, and then we don't
No.
have to worry.
no, no, he does well with being the. He's gonna be the guy who goes up, and if he goes, "Let us in," and they're like, "Kill the intruders," we're like, "Oh, cool, kill everyone." And he'll be like, "Yes, now I'm closer. I can deal damage."
I think if Trey was there, like just up the door, and then he comes inside and go, Morally, it's like, oh, they're slaves, all right, they're pretty cool. Like, oh, that's all right, they're pretty decent people. They're not doing it to me at all.
Excuse me.
Hey guys,
Jaden,
come
is
out.
Jaden,
Huh?
is that 30d6 from the laser?
What? Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because that would have just straight up killed me
Yeah.
if I had touched that.
That's why.
Message has been hidden.
That is why it had.
I
to
wasn't
be.
kidding when I said evasion is very lucky.
I would have lived. I still would have lived.
Yeah, you guys are level 8.
I would
I
have.
don't think it would
Take
insta-kill
three.
anyone.
I would have lived. I would
I
not
would've.
have lived.
I have-
I only have 67. I'm
Yeah,
dead.
I have 76.
Brenner has more hit points than I do.
Would have downed people if they failed the save, but
Oh.
wouldn't have killed
No, I have
anyone outright.
54. I have 54, but like I still would have lived because it would have been half damage for me.
I have 59.
Hey.
Because of evasion, of course.
Yeah.
Also, Jaden, I can't change it on this bit, but I will change that I've just got a spare, just so I don't have to have one less spell than I should. I've put in a spare shield to the stone, just so I can always have it cast on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm at 15 AC, which is a bit bloody better than 12.
Just a little bit.
So the shield won't be constantly active.
Is it only 8 hours?
No, that's mage armor.
No,
Mage armor.
shield. That's mage armor you're thinking of. Shield is the spell that whenever someone
Ah.
attacks you, you can cast it to gain +5.
Alright,
HP.
then I am thinking of mage armor, that's what I'm thinking of.
And
Yeah.
last 8 hours. Whew. But no, this is interesting. I'm glad that we're meeting. We're going to hopefully meet new people, and hopefully they're not just immediately evil. If they are, this is just going to reaffirm that Thorn's racism was accurate and that he was correct. And he will.
Now here's the thing, it's just like, oh, they're evil. It's like, what's evil? Career.
Don't look at me. You know what you're about. You know that you're evil.
I don't know what's
You
right or
can't-
wrong. I
you
just feel like
can't-
I'm better than everyone.
You can't feign ignorance here.
I just know I'm better than everyone, and I have the right above everyone else.
More rights than others, you say? This sounds interesting. How do we apply this to the drama? I'm not for slavery, but
I'm sure everyone's pretty much seen Maddie's questions and stuff that's going on in the chat, but I'm very fond of the name of our podcast if we ever did it, which would be called How Not to Play D&D 8 Mentally Ill Men Do Stand Up in Year 7 Drama.
oh my god.
Because that's pretty much what it is. It's standing up between each other and Year 7
just made Maddie leave.
drama.
She left him. Yeah.
Also, if it wasn't clear, the reason that Thrawn is quote unquote kind of racist is because his actual character, like his personality, is supposed to be like your dad. So like,
Yeah, no, sorry, that's fair enough. I actually take it back. And it's funny, right? Because I was the 8 autistic Australians attempt acting. The racist part wasn't added in until you were literally having the scene with Mayvara, and then you just said it, and I was like, you know what?
those
The racism
filthy
fits
dark
in.
elves.
The racism fits in with the Australian, but it doesn't fit in with my alliteration.
Those filthy elves from down under.
Well,
Fucking hate them.
all dragons, including the lawful good ones, the metallic ones, all think that
Think that they're better than everyone else.
all think that they're just better than humanoids and all that because they live for longer and are more powerful.
You know what, Sharia, you should become a great worm. I'm sure that would be an awesome thing. We'll just have to jump through every universe in the multiverse and kill every other version of you. But then you can turn into a great worm and cast a wish 9 times a day. Or 12
Whoa.
times a day or some shit like that.
I got plans.
You're like, you're like, I now know my end goal.
No, I already have my end goal planned out.
I want to be a dragon. But yeah. Sorry,
And
I was
I'm
a
going to
little
be
bit
forcing
flat
Fenno to
tonight.
do that dream as well.
I'm partly getting back into it, and also I've just been like fucked today.
No, it's all good, man. It was still a good session. It was a good like introduction into a
It's-
new area. So,
Yeah. We're at the point now where there'll be more, like a lot more interaction with things and people and whatnot. It's so
Did
far
you-
been like setting up and leading into it all, but yeah. So things will start to pick up, and we'll be doing more than just like noticing the environment for a little bit. But
I like chewing on the scenery.
yeah, no, it's good.
oh yeah, no, I don't mind
I
like
really
doing
like
that. But I mean, as in, like you're in a boring part of the scenery right now. It is mostly just a foggy tunnel.
What are you
just
talking
like
about?
real
Literally
quiet.
everyone commented on Nick's Thieves Can. Sorry, Thrawn's Thieves Can.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
when
we
we come
spent
back up,
10 minutes talking about an action that took 6 seconds. That's normal D&D.
when we come back up, you've got to have someone comment on that. Someone's also got to remind Throdgar that happened, so he can be like, "What the fuck?"
If we end up being in like a city with like drow and stuff, I'm just gonna be marking on every house. Steal, rob from this fucking house. Steal and rob from this fucking place. Steal and rob from this fucking.
Here's
I
question.
also love the idea
can't
of the
translatable.
assumption that I was just about to say that. I love the idea that Thieves' Can is some kind of universal language that anyone anywhere in the world, even in a place that no one's really spoken to for 1,000 years, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Obviously.
It's the bro code, guys. It's the bro code. You don't mess around with stealing.
There are 3 universal languages that everyone understands:
Druidic.
sex, violence, and Thieves' Can.
Well, to be fair, I'm just saying, if you met another druid who spoke the language, technically that still works, right? Because Druidic is its own.
Druidic
so
is
it's
kind of
thieves'
just like
cant.
symbolism in nature.
Thieves' Can is, for the most part, it's like maybe there are certain things that are fairly universal.
Like the symbols, but I know that in actual talking to someone in Thieves' Cant, you have to understand
it's
the same
more
language.
because Thieves' Can is more euphemism.
Yeah. The skill, though.
So,
Yes,
like for example, putting out a hit on someone, you might put on a bounty board saying, "Oh, we need someone to fix a squeaky door," which is a euphemism for someone that comes here often needs to go.
It does have a part of its rule. It takes double the time for thieves' can to be communicated the message.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Fuck off, guys. Thank you.
I'm
for
heading
the
to.
question.
Yeah,
Alright.
cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cheers.
See you later.
See y'all.
Someone want to tell Craig to leave?
Oh,
Good night, Craig.
Craig, go.
good night, Craig.
See you, Craig. Goodbye, everyone else.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Craig's Chronicles. We play for fun and record for fun, so we hope you had fun too. Please do not expect a regular upload schedule. If you are one of our employers who somehow found this, please remember that how we play a fantasy role-playing game with friends is not reflective of our professional conduct.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
night.
night.
Stop.